This is a production of Hockey Night in Oswego, only on WTOP.
The first snow has fallen, which means we got a whiteout in Oswego, as tonight the Oswego State Lakers will play host to their arch rival, the Plattsburgh Cardinals. And tonight, welcome into the Marano Campus Center Ice Arena and into our hour-long whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego, alongside Michael Gross and Nick Ketter. I'm Brian Rudman. We got a jam-packed show for you tonight, so let's dive right in, starting with the atmosphere here tonight. Every Lakers home game draws a great crowd with a ton of passion, but there's something different about tonight. What makes these whiteout games so special?
Well, Brian, last year we saw 3,000 plus fans pack into Marano Campus Center. It was just an awesome environment, and it's not looking packed in here just yet, but we were out in the hallway. There's students all the way back through MCC. It just looks like an awesome environment. They're really fired up. Some of the players we talked to this week said there's nothing like this game, and it's one of the best atmospheres in all of college sports.
Yeah, there's an added level of intensity in this building, not just in the athletes, but in the crowd as well. It's one of the best atmospheres in all of college sports and college hockey. And I have to tell you, this atmosphere today, the game today, is something special.
Yeah, this really is a great atmosphere, and we talk about this crowd and what impact do they have on the game?
Oh, it's just huge. I mean, like I said, we talked to the players this week, and they just had a lot of great things to say. It's just a really intense environment. It gets the guys going, and they're really excited to get to this game.
Yeah, and we talk about this crowd, and right now, our ringside reporter, James Catato, is outside the arena with the crowd right now, who's just eager to get going. James, what do you have for us today?
Whiteout normally sells out every year, but this year feels a little different than previous ones. Maybe it's the fact that it's so early on in the season, it's only the second regular season game that we're seeing the Oswego State men's ice hockey team playing, and it's still going to be a sold-out crowd of 3,000. Or maybe it's that excited atmosphere. I don't know. Are you guys feeling excited for today? You know, I would say they're pretty pumped. And obviously, a great crowd is crucial in any epic rivalry in sports, and Oswego-Plattsburgh is no different. Now, this rivalry dates back all the way to the late 1970s when fans threw bagels and tennis balls onto the ice. Now, it's not that physical anymore, but it's the mental warfare, the relentlessness, the ruthlessness of the fans in the wheelhouse. And whether you're a coach, a fan, or a player, you have to appreciate the electricity of what the Oswego State Campus Center Ice Arena brings, and whiteout may be more than just a game.
It's a normal game for us. We're going to come in and just run them out, try to run them out of the barn.
Whether it's high school, collegiate, or professional, a bitter rivalry never goes away. And it'll be no different when the Oswego State Lakers take the ice for their 14th annual Whiteout weekend. Laker captain Josh Zizek says the emotions have never been higher due to unfinished business with the Cardinals from previous years.
Obviously, tensions are going to be high either way, no matter if there was a scrum at the end of the game last year or whatever, because they are our biggest rival.
Fans have filled the Marano Campus Center Ice Arena for Whiteout since 2006, but that doesn't mean the Lakers have delivered every single year. In fact, they've only won 3 times in the past 14 years. With one of those wins coming last season, players are looking at the tape to get motivated for this early matchup.
I'll probably watch some highlights from last year too, just kind of bring it back. It humbles you, it's fun, and yeah, we're Division III hockey players, but that's a high-end Division I atmosphere.
Anthony Passero is no stranger to stepping up when his number is called.
And a goal! Anthony Passero!
But taking the ice for Whiteout elevates the stakes even higher.
The whole aura about the rink is just different before the game. It's just a playoff game. It's just the only way to explain it, I'd say.
Coming into this game, the Lakers sit at 1-0, and the Cardinals 0-2. But to head coach Ed Gosick, the numbers won't mean anything.
It wouldn't matter what the records are. Oswego-Plattsburgh rivalry, two teams that, find a way to play incredibly hard against one another, and it's what college athletics is all about.
Make no mistake, when the clock hits 7 p.m. in the Marano Campus Center, everything will be left on the ice from the players and fans of both teams trying to earn bragging rights for at least one more year. James Catato, WTOP 10.
Yeah, we're certainly set for another great night of hockey between the Oswego State Lakers and the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we sit down with head coach Ed Gosick to talk about his time as a player in this rivalry and how he's seen it develop, and we'll take a look at the new head man behind the bench for the Cardinals. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. And welcome back to the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. Once again, alongside me tonight, Michael Gross and Nick Ketter. I'm your host, Brian Rudman. And Oswego versus Plattsburgh is one of the oldest and most intense rivalries in Division III hockey. And one man who's been there throughout it all is Oswego's very own coach, Ed Gosick, who is both a player and a coach for Oswego. This week, I had the chance to sit down with him and talk about how this rivalry has progressed over the years.
For Oswego, and you've played in many of these rivalry games, how did your experience during Whiteout weekend as a player differ than your experience as a coach?
Well, they didn't really call it Whiteout weekend then. It was Romney Fieldhouse in Stafford, but it was really started back with Coach Hammond leaving in the 79-80 season, I believe it was, to go to Plattsburgh. And he had a lot of connections here. He was well respected and loved, and just, at the time, say a lack of commitment by our school to do something with Romney, so he moved on.
Right. Now going back to your playing days, you were on the Oswego team back when this rivalry really got heated up. What was it like to see the birth of this rivalry and finding and seeing how it has developed over the years into what it is today?
No, the rivalry really, I think that's when it really developed, is when Coach Hammond left Oswego to go to Plattsburgh. Our students, I think, viewed it, they didn't know the whole story behind the scenes, so they viewed it as, hey, this guy left our program to go, to our big rivalry. And Plattsburgh at the time was just, they were starting to get it going, really get it going.
Coach, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. Best of luck this weekend and the rest of the season.
Thanks for the coverage.
Coach Gosick really has seen it all when it comes to this rivalry. But switching to the man behind the other benches, this year, Plattsburgh has a new head coach following the retirement of longtime coach Bob Emery. And much like Oswego's own Ed Gosick, Coach Steve Moffitt for Plattsburgh also played for the university that he currently coaches, and he was a remarkable player at that.
Oh, he certainly had a great career. 106 goals, 99 assists, 205 points, 2 All-American honors, and 3 All-SUNYAC selections. And guys, you got to do something right to make an all-decade team. And Steve Moffitt made the Plattsburgh all-decade team for the years of 1995 through 2004. He also played in the ECHL, some professional hockey there. So great stuff from him as a player, but that leads into him being a great hockey mind for coaching. And on that side of things, he has 19 years experience. 16 of those years were at Plattsburgh. He was head coach at Castleton University for 3 years at 32, 43, and 5 record. He's going to look to improve that while at Plattsburgh. He helped recruit 13 All-Americans, 39 All-SUNYAC selections, SUNYAC Rookies of the Year, numerous professional players, and just a guiding figure in this Plattsburgh team.
Absolutely. And now Coach Gosick definitely has some experience when it comes to this rivalry. We sat down with him this week to get his thoughts on what it's like to coach in these big games.
It was Coach Hoare before Coach Emery, now Steve Moffitt, Coach Roll before me, Coach Unger, Coach Hammond. It just, the rivalry is between the schools and the teams. The coaches are part of it because you're involved. Coaching to playing, it's, difference of the rivalry is there, but the part about it's really controlling your emotions, using games like this against good teams to learn about yourself and to prepare you also for, hopefully, when it occurs later in the year in a playoff situation.
Now, Coach Gosick talked about emotion in this rivalry. Plattsburgh got off to a rough 0-2 start last week, and is this the emotional game that leads them to that bounce back?
Well, let's break it down. They started off 0-2 on the year, playing 2 very good hockey teams. They played Brockport and Geneseo, lost both, only scored 1 goal in each competition, but the Lakers went 2-1 last year in 3 matchups against the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Now, they had a win in the Whiteout and the SUNYAC semifinal against them, but we can't forget that Plattsburgh won 6 of 9 here in the Wheelhouse from 2012 up until last year's Whiteout. But the Lakers have won the last 2 here in Oswego, and they're hungry for more. Can Plattsburgh turn it around? Maybe, but will they? It's not likely.
We certainly will see. We have to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the leaders on this Oswego State team. You're watching the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. Once again, alongside Michael Gross and Nick Ketter, I'm Brian Rudman. And this Oswego State team is led by a strong senior class, and the captains on this squad are tasked with guiding the team throughout the entire season. And Michael, as you found out, they're certainly up to the task.
It's the final Whiteout for the seniors on the Oswego State men's hockey team, and as memorable as past Whiteouts have been, this may be the most meaningful of them all.
Oh, it means a lot. I mean, for all of us seniors, it's a pretty big year for us, and I mean, this year it means it's our last Whiteout, and I want to make the best of it. That's for sure.
It's a huge game. Like we try to tell ourselves it's just another regular season game, but intensity's higher. Your desire to win is higher. Everything's raised up. So it's a huge game just in the fact that we're playing Plattsburgh, but when you throw everything else on top of it, it just amplifies everything.
With 14 seniors on the team, Captain Josh Zizek and Assistant Captain Anthony Pissarro recognize the importance of the Whiteout game, but know that a win is crucial to jumpstart their season.
We're a senior-heavy team, right? So we've had a lot of guys play in Whiteout games. I think last year was the first one we won in my time being here. But at the end of the day, I think it's on us. We're going to be the reason why we win or lose.
Just going out on the right foot. I mean, it's something we can talk about for a long time. I think one of our best memories last year was winning Whiteout. I think we're just lucky, and a win's really all that matters at the end of the day, because you lose Whiteout, you lose 2 points.
Getting those 2 points won't be easy, but luckily the community plays a big role in every game and will have the Lakers' backs for a full 60 minutes.
It's just a crazy atmosphere. The fans get into it right away, and they're expecting us to win, and we expect to win as well. Obviously, we want to win every single game, but that's a big game. And if you come out on top, then that's just you're riding confidence for the rest of the year.
I think we play with a little extra jump on our step, because you could just, the whole game you hear the fans chanting and stuff, and we all, that only benefits us, and we certainly appreciate that.
There's a buzz all around campus all week leading up to the game. Like, seeing the students lined up, it seems like they're in a line a mile long to get their tickets.
Other teams don't get that. I mean, whether we're up or we're down, they're always going. I think the only thing we could say is that we love them, and hopefully it doesn't stop.
Yeah, I mean, I love them. I mean, I get the chills every time we talk about it, because, in the back of my head, every time I make a save, I'm focused on the game, but I can hear the crowd behind me, which is just awesome. It's something you don't get it anywhere else. I'll remember Oswego for the rest of my life, that's for sure. And we want to, this year, get it done this year.
These seniors certainly seem ready and excited for this big matchup tonight. Now, we talked earlier in the show about how Plattsburgh had a coaching change this offseason, but so did Oswego. Not at the head coach position, but certainly one that still needs to be noted.
Yeah, assistant coach Mark Digby is taking the move over to the Oswego women's team as associate head coach. John Whitelaw stepping in as the assistant coach on the men's side. Now, what the Lakers are losing with Digby moving on is he was the assistant men's head coach since 2010, assisted at Brockport from 2006 to 2010, 2 SUNYAC titles, 7 championship appearances in the NCAA, and a lot of Frozen Fours there for him. But on the other end, John Whitelaw, graduate assistant coach since 2016, so he's familiar with the program. He's helped out with junior hockey before and a French professional league. He was also a player for Oswego from 2009 to 2013.
Yeah, and we've certainly heard from all the coaches and players about expectation coming into the season, but there's still one big question. Is this the Lakers' year to get that elusive SUNYAC title?
Well, I think so. I mean, it's one of the most senior-heavy teams. There's a lot of returners. This is a good year for them to try and finish towards the top of the SUNYAC. A lot of experience for the Lakers, a high-powered offense, solid defense, and you have to solve the goaltending questions early in this season. This is the game to do it, I think.
I mean, you think about, is it a win or bust type of season? I don't think so. I wouldn't say that this season is win or bust type of situation. I do believe, though, that there's a lot on the line with 14 seniors, an incredibly experienced team, extreme depth in all aspects of every line. This would be the year to do it. They had a slow start of the year with a few hiccups, going to the penalty box often and letting the foot off the gas late in the game. Those were issues, especially against Nazareth and Cortland, but the tenacity and the drive of this team is unmatched by any of the teams that have gone to the Frozen Four, especially since 2012, 2013. This team is destined for greatness and ready for any challenge that's tossed their way.
Yeah, Mike, those are certainly some strong opinions, and one man who had some thoughts on this as well is Coach Ed Gosick.
With the seniors, if we can channel our experience, it doesn't, just because you have a large senior class doesn't guarantee success or anything else. I think right now, our biggest concern is ourselves. We got a great group of guys. They're a tight-knit group, but they need to be tighter. And how do they, support one another? How do they each handle hard times? Everybody can do it when it's easy. Who can do it when things aren't going well?
And Oswego's expectations certainly high coming into the season. And while they certainly want to stay focused on themselves, we got to do our job and talk about what else went down in the SUNYAC last weekend. Take us through some scores that have big impacts on the SUNYAC standings right now.
Well, take a look at the most recent game, November 5th. Geneseo beating Nazareth 4-1. You see some other scores on there. Geneseo over Plattsburgh in overtime. Brockport 3-2 over Potsdam. Those games happened November 2nd. Also, Morrisville beating Fredonia 4-3. Skidmore and Cortland 2-1 Skidmore. Buff State taking a win over Skidmore as well.
Yeah, who would have thought Brockport and Morrisville would have rounded out the top there? You know Geneseo is sitting there at 3 in those SUNYAC rankings, but you saw Morrisville with the both wins 4-3 over Fredonia. Fredonia was a pretty good team last year, and they fell early to Morrisville State. Doesn't look good.
Yeah, certainly. And now you talk about what the SUNYAC was expected to look like in the preseason, because it certainly doesn't look like that after that first weekend.
Well, you knew Geneseo and Oswego were going to be at the top. Obviously, Plattsburgh was going to be near it, but it doesn't look like that. Buff State sitting at 4 in the preseason rankings. They're towards the bottom. Fredonia, they're all the way at the bottom, along with Cortland, who's pretty in that right mind there. But Brockport, we're sitting 6th in the preseason, now up in first at 2-0. Morrisville, as I mentioned before, they're there at 2-0 with the sweep over Fredonia. But Geneseo and Oswego right there, ready to pounce. Potsdam 0-1-1 in the 5th place.
Yeah, and now, guys, you look at the standings. What does this mean for Oswego? So they only had one game last weekend. This weekend's their first time playing 2 games in a row. How comfortable should they be with their spot in the SUNYAC right now?
Well, Oswego, they had that. They had the exhibition games where they played games and got to figure out what they had. They also beat Cortland 6-3. But you look at the standings and you see Plattsburgh losing games to Brockport and Geneseo. That's going to show you kind of where you're at, where your rivals are at, and what you have to look for to try to be at the top of the SUNYAC at the end of the year. And I think personally the Lakers shouldn't really watch those standings just yet. You want to focus on what you want to improve by the end of the season personally. So, I mean, don't look at the standings yet if you're the Lakers, in my opinion.
Yeah, now looking at tonight's matchup, Plattsburgh is a big rival, but they're not just a rival, they're a SUNYAC rival, which means a loss does more than just hurt your morale. What impact would this game have on the Lakers team? Well, the Lakers have their work cut out for them this weekend. Plattsburgh always comes to the lake up here in Oswego looking for blood. The Cardinals have dominated the Lakers in Oswego. 33-23-3 is Plattsburgh's record. And, they have dominated, but it's been very physical. Physicality is always turned up a notch. Aggressiveness is always turned up a notch. But one thing you can look for tonight is the determination from both sides. Both teams want to win, and that's crucial. Yeah, now let's take a look at what Plattsburgh's done in their first 2 games, because like we said, they lost. What happened to the Cardinals in those 2 games? Well, Potsdam has looked very impressive. Not Potsdam. Plattsburgh did not look very impressive. They tied to Geneseo, or they lost to Geneseo, and they lost to Brockport early on, and it didn't look good. Their penalty kill was atrocious, and their power play was atrocious as well. Yeah, absolutely. Now, as we mentioned, the standings, we've seen them. There are other games going on around the SUNYAC tonight. What are some that we should keep an eye on that may affect the SUNYAC standings this weekend? Definitely, you want to keep an eye on this game tonight, Oswego versus Plattsburgh. You have other games, Potsdam and Cortland.
is going to be a good one there. Buff State and Fredonia. The one you definitely want to watch out for is the top 2 teams in the SUNYAC, Brockport and Morrisville, going at it in a doubleheader this weekend. So that is going to be a very interesting game to see who comes out on top of that. And like Mike said, Morrisville's not a team you expected to be on top at this point of the season, but they are, and it's going to be a tough test for them to see if they can stay there.
Yeah, absolutely. And now tonight's big for Oswego, but the road doesn't get any easier as they have a few more tough games coming up. Let's take a look at who the Lakers have coming up in the next few days.
Yeah, on November 9th, they play here at home. The next 2 are at home. First one's against Potsdam. That's tomorrow night after this whiteout game. But next week, they take on 2 very difficult teams. Brockport, they will play here at home. And then they'll go away to Geneseo and play the number 4 team in the country. Oswego ranked at number 5. And Hobart is 2 weeks from now. That's away. That's the number 6 team in the country. They have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, certainly will be a tough road for this Oswego team. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at how these rivals stack up against each other. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. And welcome back to the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. Once again, alongside Michael Gross and Nick Ketter, I'm Brian Rudman. And guys, looking at these 2 teams, they have similar storylines, but the stat lines, they don't quite stack up as similarly as you would think. Let's look at how these stat sheets stack up against each other.
Well, Plattsburgh's storyline ended here last year in Oswego, the SUNYAC semifinal. But this year so far, Oswego has 6 goals in just that one game. They were 1-0. They are 1-0, and Plattsburgh 0-2. A goal in each game, and both are empty on the power play. That is very important to look at, but you see Oswego pestering the goalkeeper from Cortland. 53 shots in that one game, but Plattsburgh just 28.5 shots per game, and Oswego needs to win their faceoffs to be a little bit better this year.
Absolutely something to look for. Now, we look at this team, like we said, Plattsburgh 0-2. What's been the problem so far this season with the Cardinals?
Well, if you look at their last 2 games, they lost to Brockport 3-1. All the goals came in the second period. Aruzo for Plattsburgh put up the goal in the second to tie it, but they could not hang on. Brockport scored and won that game. They were out, well, they outshot Brockport significantly, but it did not pay off for them. They did not win a lot of faceoffs. And against Geneseo, they lost 2-1 in overtime. It didn't take long once Geneseo got to overtime to win that game. And again, Plattsburgh did win in shots, but they did not win the game. It's just showing that their quality of shots needs to improve, and also faceoffs, they got to get better there too. They lost both the games.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's look at how Oswego did, because they certainly haven't had the same struggles that Plattsburgh had in the opening weekend.
No, Oswego's last game, a 6-3 victory over Cortland. They had a really successful exhibition, 2 exhibition games against Carleton Place with a 9-1 win there, and also a win against Nazareth 4-3. They got to figure out what they had. They have a high-powered offense, a goaltending competition that has shown 2 great goaltenders so far, even 3 at some point. But against Cortland, you saw 2 goals from Novick, a really high-powered offense, great chemistry from all the lines on the team. That's what makes them so good.
Absolutely. Now let's transition to the rosters. Coming in, both teams, some returners and some new faces that we expect some impact out of. Starting with Oswego, what can we expect out of their returners? Because they certainly have a lot of them.
Well, as you mentioned, they have a lot of returners. They have 24 returners headlining the year. Josh Zizek, Michael Gillespie, all 3 of their goalies, David Richer, Cedric Hansen, and Steven Kozakowski, all back. Richer, the main man there, Hansen just below him, but Carter Allen and Anthony Pissarro are there as well, along with Travis Roman, who's been a force on offense, but it's very physical. This team is very physical. Every single person that's come back puts it all on the line, puts it all out there. They're always diving, trying to stop shots going to the net. On the offensive end, they pester the goal. On the defensive end, everybody works together, and they're very good working together. That team chemistry, all 24 of them that come back, is going to bode well for them this season.
Absolutely. Now let's look at the returners on the other side. Plattsburgh, they've got some returners too who look to make a big impact tonight.
Yeah, they did lose a lot of guys. You have Matt Arujo and Ryan Kuhn. Joe Draben's another big one. A lot of those guys that are coming back are taking on captain roles. You also have Philip Middleton, the captain on this team, as a grad student, a guy with a lot of experience for this team, and that is definitely something that Plattsburgh is going to need, especially getting out to a slow start. They lost the big defensive pair, Jacob Engvall and Ian Wahlgren, the 6'7" and 6'6" defensive pair. You're going to need to fill those spots, and Matt Arujo is definitely one of those guys that needs to step up, and he has. He scored both goals for Plattsburgh this season. They have to. He scored them both.
Yeah, and absolutely. Now let's transition to some of the guys who are looking to fill those roles of some of the players that Plattsburgh lost.
Well, they lost two big guys on defense, Engvall and Wahlgren. They were 6'7" and 6'6" respectively, but they did get a freshman in from St. Peters, Missouri, Christian Dahl. He's 6'3", a freshman. He played in the NAHL for the Topeka Pilots, and he is a very big freshman there on defense. He's going to help with that line.
Well, you mentioned a freshman. The Cardinals got 12 freshmen, replacing a lot of forwards on this team. Out of the 12 freshmen that they got, 9 of them are forwards.
Yeah, it should be something to look for. Now we're going to transition to the battle between the pipes, as both these teams have some strong goaltenders, a lot of consistency in this crease. For Oswego, it's David Richer. For Plattsburgh, it's Jimmy Parita. What can we expect between the pipes tonight?
Well, we'll start with Jimmy Parita. He's a junior. He's 0-2 so far this year, but in 120 minutes and 20 seconds, that game against Geneseo only lasted 20 seconds there in overtime, but he had 22 saves in that game. He's let up 5 goals, 2.5 per game. His save percentage a little lower than I think he wants it, .881, and most goals allowed this season was 3. And they lost, like I said, they lost their big defensive line, the 6'7" and 6'6" in Engvall and Wahlgren, and he hasn't had a lot of help on that defensive end.
Yeah, definitely a big play for Plattsburgh. Now transitioning to Oswego, what can we expect out of David Richer tonight?
We saw a lot of interesting stuff from Richer in the exhibition games, but against Cortland, he was pretty good. He 1-0. He played all 60 minutes, got 27 saves. He's sitting at a save percentage of about .900 there. 3 goals against in one game played. He's going to want to shore that up. At the end of the game against Cortland, he really kind of struggled. A few of those goals were not his fault. He got turned around, he got out of his crease, but one on the face-off in particular against Cortland, he's got to have, and he definitely wants that back. He's just got to get that confidence going early, especially in a game like this one.
Yeah, it certainly should be a great battle between the pipes tonight. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll take a look at the season as a whole for both these squads, and we'll look at how important discipline is in such an emotional rivalry. You're watching the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back into the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. Once again, alongside Michael Gross and Nick Ketter, I'm Brian Rudman. And guys, obviously these two teams have a lot of history together. These Whiteout crowds, obviously used to this intense atmosphere. And Oswego has a win under the belt. Plattsburgh, 2 losses so far on the season. Starting with Oswego, though, they return a lot of firepower, obviously. Is this the best looking Oswego team we've seen?
Well, for starters, they put up 53 shots against Cortland, scored 6 goals, and in 13 goals in those 2 exhibition games, a 9-1 routing of Carleton, and Max Novick leads the team here with 2 goals this season. He also has an assist, and Derek Brown had those 3 goals against Carleton. That matched his entire season total from last year. This team is goal heavy and goal hungry. You will see them score tonight, and you will see them score tomorrow night against Potsdam. They will put up a lot of shots on net and score.
Yeah, this is certainly a strong Oswego scoring offense and a strong Oswego team in general, but they're also going to have to face some really strong opponents. Who are the key matchups that we're going to see Oswego face throughout the entirety of the season?
Well, we've looked at the next 4 games for Oswego earlier in the show. I think those are the toughest matchups. Honestly, you have Oswego versus Plattsburgh this game today, Oswego versus Potsdam tomorrow. They don't want to overlook that game with today's game. A lot of the players said they want to get it out of the way. But you have games like Brockport coming up. Geneseo is away on November 16th. That's a big game. Hobart, you go on the road there. That's another one. That may be a redemption game. They were the team that knocked the Lakers out of the NCAA tournament in the last season. You have Utica as a strong team. Plattsburgh on the road, again, would be another tough team. And again, Brockport on the road in February would be another tough task for this Lakers team.
Yeah, now when we talk about tough tasks, and you mentioned Plattsburgh, and Oswego always find a way to cause trouble for each other down the stretch of the season and into the playoffs. even with the 2 losses to start the season, is Plattsburgh still a major threat for this Oswego team?
Well, as of right now, no. They have looked flat. They have looked stagnant, especially on those special teams. No power play goals, only 1 goal per game, both scored by Aruzo, and they had 28.5 shots per game. They just have not looked good thus far.
Yeah, and what's really been the problem looking at the statistics that we've seen out of them so far?
Well, I mean, you have what 2 goals, 1 goal per game, 2 goals total, and 57 shots on goal. That's just telling me that they are not finding quality shots. They may be just throwing it at the net and hoping. Penalty kill is not good. .667 there. 9th in the SUNYAC, 28.5 shots per game. I mean, they're really just not generating the offense like they want to, and that may be attributed to the many freshman forwards that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and you talk about this Plattsburgh team stats this year. They played Oswego 3 times last year. What have we seen out of Plattsburgh against this Lakers squad last season?
Well, we'll take a look back at Whiteout last season. At the time, the Lakers were 8th ranked. They shut out Plattsburgh 4-0, and Riche got the shutout in that one. 1 power play goal and 1 shorthanded goal for the Lakers. I mean, it was a wild crowd, very physical game. Plattsburgh spent a lot of time in the penalty box, 6 minutes and 45 seconds to be exact there. And but the Lakers really took advantage of that. Even shorthanded, like I said, they scored a shorthanded goal, and that is a crucial thing to do in a big game like this to really shift the momentum in your direction.
Yeah, what about those other 2 matchups that we saw Oswego play Plattsburgh in?
Well, Oswego played Plattsburgh in the Whiteout. They were ranked 8th in the nation, and on February 16th, they went to Plattsburgh, ranked 3rd in the nation, and fell there 1-2. And they outshot Plattsburgh 33-20. But then you came back here for the SUNYAC semifinal, and it was a pretty even matchup. And Oswego just getting the edge there, both even on shots at 25, but Plattsburgh with 2, Oswego with 3. They moved on to the SUNYAC final against Geneseo, but lost.
Now, a big key in these emotional games is staying disciplined with the emotion. And Coach Gosick, he had more to say on this.
Once the adrenaline wears off, from that standpoint to start the game, how well have you prepared? How have you practiced during the week? Attention to detail. And the discipline part, usually in games like this, playoff games, it'll come down to discipline and goaltending.
So with all that being said about discipline, do you expect it to be a problem for either squad tonight?
Well, yeah, I mean, Oswego had these reckless penalties, especially in the exhibition matches. Travis Broman had that scuffle against Carleton. He had a 10-minute misconduct. Michael Gillespie had a 10-minute misconduct against Nazareth. And they had 5 minor penalties that were 10 minutes, including that were equal to 10 minutes against Cortland. But they're a big physical team, and they like to tear teams down by being aggressive. And as you can see here, this was the scrum, and discipline is the key to win these games.
Yeah, Mike, you mentioned those 2 game misconducts that Oswego's already had in the first 2 in the exhibitions. We saw some scuffles last year against Plattsburgh. How did they avoid doing that and staying even keeled tonight?
Well, I mean, you have a team here in Oswego that's a big physical team. They like to dominate teams physically and wear them down throughout the game. So you really got to be careful. You got to listen to your captains. You got to listen to Coach Gosick and just reel in your emotions and stay calm in this game. Still play physical, but stay disciplined. That's something that's really important here.
You have to remember, fights lead to the sin bin. You do not want to be in that penalty box, especially against Plattsburgh, who did very well against Oswego on the power play last year. And if you lose your cool on the ice like Oswego did in the exhibition matches, that could affect the Lakers. It could also affect Plattsburgh, too, because Oswego was 7th in the nation on power play goals last year.
Absolutely disciplined in these big matchups. Certainly something to keep an eye on. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the special teams, and my partners will give you their predictions for the night. We are watching the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego on WTOP 10. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to WTOP 10's Whiteout pregame coverage. Once again, alongside Michael Gross and Nick Ketter, I'm your host, Ryan Rudman. Let's get right into it. The power play for the Lakers last year was a big key for them, but they haven't found their groove so far. Head coach Ed Gosick sat down with us to talk about how they're going to get going this weekend.
You know, it takes time. It's not like we're returning, you know, we return the majority of the players that are on the power play with, you know, a few additions here and there, players that have earned time. But, you know, our special teams, you know, they're far from being fine-tuned at this point, one game into the season.
So today, do we expect the power play to still struggle, or will Oswego start to get it rolling?
Well, you heard Coach Gosek say it takes time. A lot of these guys are returning, especially on the power play, and they have been so inefficient early on. They went 1 for 16 between the preseason and Portland on the power play, 1 for 13 on the power play in the preseason. They had 1 power play goal against Carleton, and that's it. No power play goals against Portland. But it's early, and they tend to play very well shorthanded. So we'll see if maybe they get a goal shorthanded like they did last year against Plattsburgh.
Yeah, and now let's move to Plattsburgh. How they struggled. They've struggled on special teams this year. What's been going on with them?
Well, Plattsburgh's kind of in a similar situation. They're 0 for 7 in the regular season on power plays. They've allowed 3 goals on 9 penalty kill opportunities. You just can't have that. And of course, what leads into that is they've spent a lot of time in the penalty box in the last 2 games. In the last 2, they've combined for 13 minutes and 16 seconds in the penalty box. That is way too much time. And you gotta help out Jimmy Parita as much as you can this year. As we said earlier, his save percentage is .881. That means that he's facing a lot of shots. He's uncomfortable in the crease, and that makes it very, very tough for a goaltender, especially when your penalty kill is struggling and when you can't take advantage of the power play. That hurts it even worse.
And now, guys, we've gotten a pretty good idea of what to expect, but now we're going to throw it down the ringside with James Dotato. James, what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. Well, we've had all of the great build-up. Now the time for talking is over. Oswego, Plattsburgh, 2019 Whiteout is gearing up to be a great game, and maybe this year Oswego can skate out onto that ice tonight with a little less pressure on those shoulders, because last year when they rolled into the Marano Campus Center Ice Arena and defeated both Potsdam and Plattsburgh, it was the first time since the 2011-2012 season that the Lakers were able to have a clean sweep of Whiteout, defeating both the Cardinals and the Potsdam Bears. So what does this mean exactly for the Lakers? Well, the rivalry is still there. It's going to be a really gritty physical game, but it may not be what it used to be. The Cardinals going through a brand new head coach now and 12 new freshmen, but let me tell you something. The fans in this crowd, the sold-out crowd of 3,000, they do not care at all if the Cardinals have 12 freshmen, if the Lakers have 14 seniors, if the Cardinals have a new head coach or not. Doesn't matter to them. They're going to get into it. They're going to be excited for this hockey game. And once puck drop comes at 7:30 p.m. or at 7 p.m. tonight, the blood is going to be boiling and the rivalry will be hotter than ever. Expect a gritty, fast, and physical game tonight between 2 teams that just really, quite frankly, don't like each other at all. It's going to be a great game. I'm excited. The fans are excited. The coach is excited. And the players are raring to get going. Back to you guys.
Thank you, James. It's certainly going to be a good one. And as puck drop approaches, it's time to get our analyst predictions for tonight's game between the Lakers and the Cardinals. Guys, what are we expecting in this one tonight?
Well, I'm looking at an Oswego 5-2 victory. They're a high-powered offense. They got a lot of, and on the odd man rush, they're most likely one of the best teams in the SUNYAC. I'll even go as far as saying that Oswego will see goals from Jody Sullivan, Max Novick, maybe Josh Isaac will get some assists in there. Look for the captains to get on the board first. And then maybe towards the end of the game, some of the new guys, Carson Vance, Alex Carlo, maybe they'll get on the board as well. I think this high-powered offense will get out to a good start here. For Oswego, though, you cannot let Plattsburgh into the game at the end. That has been troublesome for them throughout the year.
Yeah, Mike, what do you expect in this one tonight?
Well, Nick, I like where your head's at. They can't let Plattsburgh get in their head at the end of the game. I say a 4-3 win for Oswego. I'm thinking they go into the third period up 4-1, but they're gonna let in those extra goals in that third period because that's just what they've been doing, and it hasn't looked like it's gonna stop anytime soon. This team has been so efficient on offense, but on that defensive end, they have struggled. David Richer has to do a better job of turning shots out to the corner and away from in front of the net for a possible rebound from Plattsburgh. He has to do better, and the defense has to help scoop that up and get that puck down the ice.
Yeah, we'll have to see if either you guys got the crystal ball tonight. We'll have to see. That's all the time for us here on the Perch. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we'll send it to the Steve Levy press box where Matt Watling and Luke Owens have the call to the game and the players to watch. But we'll see you later as we'll be back for the first intermission report. Thank you so much for watching the pregame show for our Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This fan's going crazy.
Plattsburgh State, Oswego State, a rivalry known in Division III hockey.
My expectations would be we have no regrets at the end of the day.
The crowd kind of gets into it. They're excited.
But now here comes Isaac. 3-on-2 opportunity here. Here's Everson. Everson takes a shot!
And I want to win that game and beat him on the ice.
Save there by David Richey.
Welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego. Here in the Steve Levy press box, Matt Watling joined alongside Luke Owens. Now, Luke, these are two very talented teams despite the records for Plattsburgh State. Who's your player to watch?
Yeah, we'll start with Plattsburgh. We'll start with a freshman. This is quite the stage for a freshman to make his first road start. Adam Tredowitz in 2 games, one of only 2 freshmen to record a point, and that was an assist. This is a guy that's so talented. Led the Buffalo Junior Sabres in career points. So this is the guy that wants to get it going and get it going towards the net. And then moving towards Oswego State, who else would it be but the captain? Josh Zizek, of course, 2 assists last game, 3 shots. His last whiteout game, this is a guy that's going to want to find those holes in the Plattsburgh defense, get the puck to net, and he's more than willing to go down low in those dirty areas. Look for Josh Zizek to have a big game in his final whiteout. I mean, the biggest stage for him. This is a guy that's been the captain, going into his 2nd year, has the C on his logo, and you know he wants to show out in front of this crowd, and this crowd is going to be energized, and he's the guy that kind of calms them down and gets them ready and eases them into this atmosphere.
Yeah, and I raise you one captain for yet another for Plattsburgh State. My player to watch, Philip Middleton, the grad student on the back end in defense. Such a steady force. He's playing with a freshman in Ryan Hogg, who's a guy that, he's a talented player, but he's a freshman. It's his first road game, a lot of energy, a lot of anxiety playing in this type of game. And a guy like Philip Middleton, 81 career games played, not the most gifted offensively, but he's so good, so talented in his own end, and he'll tack on 20 assists there for 32 points. Now moving to Oswego State, the sophomore forward, Colton Fletcher, is my player to watch. He's finally kind of finding his footing offensively, had a goal against Cortland, a couple shots, and really fits that mold for the prototypical Oswego State forward. He's a grinder, a heavy on the forecheck guy, some speed and that scoring touch that Oswego State loves to have. Coach Gosick loves recruiting those guys that have that physicality. They're not afraid to get into the corner boards, but at the same time, they're going to score their goals. Of course, with Cortland, he got 2 shots on net, and in those preseason games, he was playing on that top line with Sullivan and looked really talented on that top line, looking to shake things up or continue that here moving into tonight's game against Plattsburgh State. And, you know, you look at Plattsburgh, they outshot their opponents by about 7.5 games, despite that speed differential that we saw against Geneseo.
Yeah, they outshot their opponents, but where they really struggle is in that face-off circle. They've got to do a better job winning those face-offs because, you know, a team like Oswego State, they want to get their offense going quick. They know this Plattsburgh State defense is going to sit back. They know their zones. It's going to be a tough matchup for this Lakers team. And for Plattsburgh State, you just kind of pick your opportunities against this Oswego State defense.
Right, and something to note for the fans here is that the red zone from Plattsburgh State will not be here, but coming up here on Hockey Night in Oswego, puck drop is next. So stay tuned here on WTOP 10. The rivalry began in 1979 when Lakers coach Herb Hammond left Oswego State in favor of the up-and-coming Cardinals. It's been carried through generations of students. From bagels to tennis balls and SUNYAC titles, a sea of white can only mean one thing. Whiteout 2019. Welcome back to the Morano Campus Center Ice Arena, and it's only fitting that there were snow flurries last night here in Oswego on the eve of Whiteout Weekend, which starts right now. Matt Watling joined alongside Luke Owens in the Steve Levy press box. And Luke, this is a rivalry as old as time, and the next chapter underway, and not much difference for the Lakers as they return so many players, only 2 new players to this roster.
Yeah, it's really different to look at these 2 teams. You talk about Plattsburgh State, all the freshmen. This is a huge moment for them. But for Oswego State, consistency at its finest. The team basically the same from that whiteout win last weekend, along with last year, along with the semifinals win. And the 2 guys in between the pipes tonight, David Richey and Jimmy Parita, 2 guys that have been in this environment before, and they're going to be the staples and the driving force for these defenses tonight.
Yeah, they're 2 guys that played incredible in their whiteout games, both playing 2 games. David Richey giving up only 1 goal, 30 saves in the 2 games for a .968 save percentage, and Pareda as well.
a .152 goals against and a .954 save percentage. Two of the most talented goaltenders in the SUNYAC, especially now with Devin McDonald gone.
Yeah, and you have to expect Jimmy Parita, struggled a little bit in the first two games against Brockport and Geneseo, but he really gets up for these games. You remember that 1-0 Whiteout weekend win 2 years ago where he had an incredible shutout victory, and then David Riche countered with a shutout victory of his own last year, so definitely something to keep an eye on as we start tonight.
Yep, and the puck drop underway here for Whiteout 2019. Carter Allen picking up the puck as the crowd makes their noise heard early on. Philip Middleton coming back for the puck for the Cardinals. Tripped up by Broman, no call there as the Lakers forecheck goes to work. Broman with a big hit, and a penalty will be called here on Travis Broman. Looked like a board.
Yeah, that's not the start you want if you're Oswego State there by Travis Broman. Just came over. The emotions looked like they might have got the best of him there.
Yeah, and he was definitely waiting for that eruption from the crowd as we await the replay. A very physical hit, a really unnecessary hit. Numbers turned. That's a penalty you cannot take if you're Broman.
Yeah, and Broman's one of those guys that coming into this season, you say, you have to avoid those penalties. You have to avoid, it's not an after the whistle penalty, but it's unnecessary nonetheless.
Yeah, and the face-off here won by the Lakers. The power play for Plattsburgh is 0 for 7 to start the season as a shot, almost a shot by Hogg, the freshman, but a shot the other way. Blocked by what looked like Vance, and Vance trying to clear. He'll be able to do so and gets it to Sullivan, who chases the puck with Hogg. Parita will come out to make the play as Sullivan engaged on the forecheck, and the puck goes over to Arajau. Arajau leads the team in goals for Plattsburgh with 2. Only 2 on the season as Parita flips it back.
Interested to see how this Plattsburgh State power play unit sets up. They love to use their defensemen to create offense from the point. They tried that on the first possession, and it was a good job by the Lakers to clear.
Zizek chips it up and out of play over to Hogg, I should say, at the red line. He'll recoil. Back in his own zone, Sullivan with some great forecheck, and he forces it over to Matt Arajau. Arajau Tredowitz, the freshman on this team, and Zizek will fire it the other way. And now Jody Sullivan has a chance one-on-one. Jody Sullivan at the red line, shot! Big save there from the circle, and Arajau looks to flip the other way as they go 4-on-3. Tredowitz with it, tied up in the skates of what looked to be Thomas, but he'll cut around the net, leaving it for Thomas. Thomas looking for the point, he'll get it there for Pizzo. Pizzo circles the line back over to Thomas. Thomas trying to clear, but he can't get it, and McMillan forces the puck out of play.
Yeah, interesting to see how Oswego State, they've kept up that forecheck pressure, especially in the neutral zone, and they've done an excellent job trying to kill off this first penalty. Only 40 seconds remain.
Right, and Emerson looking to clear for the Lakers, but rather they'll get a pass over to Curry, or rather just out of the stretch arms of him. Dahl back to play it from Parita, and Spink chasing on the penalty kill, now with 25 seconds left to go. Alden finds an open man in DeFelice. DeFelice cuts in, and he'll hesitate at the circle. Back for Pizzo, walks the line over to Dahl. Dahl looking, can't find an angle, but he'll try to cut it back down for DeFelice. Back out in front, but Scorpio with a nice chip, and he almost had a step, but a good job by Pizzo getting it on him.
And that play really started with Curry. A really good job to get the poke check, gets the puck, moves it out of the zone, but again, Tyler Curry, a veteran defender, and a great job there.
Power play over here as Riche touches the puck over to Curry. And Kirkby out the ice, and he's got a strike pass. He's got a break if he can get a step. Ovchinnikov, a great job defensively as Kirkby's forced to go behind the net, leaving a shot over for Parita at the net, and he'll cover it up here with 17:31 left to go here in this first period.
Yeah, really great job there by Danil Ovchinnikov, the extra skater for the Cardinals tonight. He did a good job. And quickly, let's look at our keys to the game here, and let's start with Plattsburgh State. And first, they've got to pick their spots. I mean, the 3-on-2, the 2-on-1 rushes are what they need also to keep their defensive positioning. Excuse me, Matt.
Yeah, and Carson Vance touches it up at the blue line, I should say, with Pissarro looking for a shot in the high slot, but it's bounced over to Middleton. Middleton over to Hale. Looking for it, and it gets Vance at the blue line. Over to Brown. Brown up for Broman at the circle, and a heavy hit laid on him by Middleton, and he'll take a penalty now. Maybe a little retaliatory after Broman serving that first penalty.
Yeah, I think it was, but that's a penalty you really don't want if you're Philip Middleton, the captain, the graduate. We'll see here on the replay. Middleton just comes over, and yeah, looks like retaliation. An easy call there. Now we get to see this Oswego State power play, and already Josh Zizek having a conversation with the ref. We'll see if they tell him to maybe calm things down a bit. 3 minutes in and already 2 really big penalties.
Yeah, and I don't love that call by the refs. Middleton, it's a clean hit, it's a heavy hit, but the refs are probably trying to sit there and keep this game under containment. It's a very physical rivalry, and you want to kind of keep those penalties and that chippy play to a minimum, at least early on. So the Lakers setting up on the power play. Vance at the blue line. For Novak at the circle. Looking shot. Blocked by Arajau over to Pissarro. Lakers with 2 defensemen on the unit here, so a little different look for them as Vance fakes a shot over Passero. Vance, shot again, save, rebound, picked up by Passero at the circle, and he gets over to Vance at point, who loses it in his feet and goes off and has to touch up to avoid the icing. Vance with it now at the blue line. Leaves it for Novik. Novik looking for some speed through the zone, and he'll find Zizek waiting. Back behind the goal line for Novik. Novik circles around 2 guys on him, and it looks like it's Arajau who gets clear only to the blue line. And a great job by Vance to keep it in. Broman picking it up over for Novik. He's got Passero, and he just misses Zizek in the slot. Passero looking for the back door as it's Vance at the blue line. Over Passero. Switches spots with him. Shot, save, rebound, back to the boards, and Zizek will pick it up. Guarded by Lawson and Dahl, but Broman picking it up behind the net. Arajau bodying him and gets it over Passero behind the net. Passero for Vance. 50 seconds left on the power play, over to Novik. Back to Vance. Passero, one-timer, misses the net, or might have got a save on that one as Parita. A lot of extended zone time here for the Lakers as Zizek misplays the puck behind the net, and it'll score over to Novik. Lawson with a heavy forecheck, trying to force an out. Can't do so, and they'll just get the clear. But it looks like Plattsburgh State might not get the change.
Yeah, great job by Oswego State there with puck movement. We talk about trying to get this Plattsburgh defense to get out of their defensive zones. A really great job with the passing from Oswego State.
Emerson behind the net for Fletcher. Cuts in the middle of the net. Got Curry. Curry sitting, waiting for it. Back over to Gillespie. Gillespie at the circle. Looking in for Emerson. Can't find him until he's behind the net. Brown back out in front, but he'll put it behind the net. Up and out of play here with 8 seconds left on the power play. 15-14 left to go in the first period.
Yeah, no, maybe not the grade A chances that the Lakers want on this power play, but the passing looks a lot crisper. It looks like the chemistry is starting to get there, and Carson Vance looks really good. Quarterback in that power play unit. Tried to find Passero and Zizek kind of down towards the face-off dots. Just couldn't connect on multiple occasions.
And this power play, or this penalty kill, I should say, for the Cardinals looks a little bit more aggressive than we saw against Geneseo earlier last week, where they gave up 2 power play goals, 1 in overtime as well, as Emerson picks the pocket of Hale as the power play ends for the Lakers. Got a couple of shots on net, but could not pick up a goal. Pizzo for Middleton out of the box. Hale gets it, but Brown picks his pocket and looks to go the other way. Gillespie with it now. It's tied in his skates and just gets it out to Pizzo. And a lot of bouncing puck here as Pizzo just tries to reset, getting it over to Middleton. Yeah, Brown deflects that one, but Plattsburgh State will just clear it to the blue line.
A little bit sloppy there from Oswego State. That's a pass you want to get up to Emerson, and he was in a good position to try to make a rush. Just a little bit sloppy play by both teams in the neutral zone early on.
Spink jumping in on the forecheck, but a clean exit here for the Cardinals. Draven with it, dumps it in, and Tyler Curry picks it up for the Lakers. Hit behind the play, and there's going to be another penalty, this time on Brendan Young, as the Cardinals touch up, and that was a hit from behind there. Curry's slow to get up, but he seems to be okay.
Yeah, and Brendan Young heading to the box here, the freshman for Plattsburgh State, and that's a penalty that, as we look on the replay here, you know, there's already been 2 penalties. You know these refs want to call a tight game in a rivalry, and you just can't do that. It really just smashes the head into the boards of Derek Brown. Luckily, Brown was able to skate off, but another look at this Oswego State power play unit. They looked fluid on that first opportunity. Now with Novik and Vance back there, we'll see if they can get some more movement going on this power play.
Yeah, and these are 2 offensively minded defensemen that can also play a full 200-foot game, but they're so talented in that offensive zone. Novik with a great shot, had a couple goals last week against Cortland as Passero picks up the puck and finds Broman in the slot. Cutting back down, and sloppy play as he allows Liam Lawson to clear.
Interesting to see the first power play unit out there once again. They kind of maybe were a little bit gassed towards the end of their first shift on the power play tonight. They almost spent the full 2 minutes in the offensive zone, but we'll see if they can pick up some steam here.
Broman leaving for Novik at the circle, and he can't quite corral that one, and we'll get another clear for the Cardinals as they go off for a line change.
Yeah, you mentioned the first time. Plattsburgh State looks like they're being a little bit more aggressive on the penalty kill than we've been used to seeing this year. They're really pushing up and pressuring a little bit more at the point. Usually they're content to sit back, but tonight so far they've pushed up.
You know, Ovchinnikov looking for a little break, but a good job by Vance just to get that puck ahead of him, as it could have been a breakaway for Ovchinnikov. He got the puck, and instead Broman picking it up and leaving it for Passero, just staying on side was the Lakers. And Passero slow with it, looking for Novik, but gets him on the offhand, so he'll have to chip it in behind the play as Pizzo finds it behind the net. And they will not be able to clear as Vance keeps it in. A shot, save, just goes wide as Novik picks up the rebound, and he'll try to reset things with Vance picking up the puck at the blue line. Vance back down for Novik, bodied by Pizzo, leaves it for Zizek. Back out in front, no one home. And that's as good as a clear for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and one player we've noticed, we talked about him in the last game too, Carson Vance, a great job just keeping the puck in. He's just so crafty, and you can tell he's a guy that comes from a Division I IQ level.
Yeah, and just right there, being able to corral the puck enough to avoid or evade Ovchinnikov is really impressive, as he was harassing him throughout the entire forecheck. As Fletcher streaks into the zone. Fletcher cutting in behind the net, protecting the puck. Gets over to Emerson. Emerson waiting. He's got Curry at the point, but instead he'll spin around and leave it for Brown. Back to the point for Fletcher. Fletcher moving in, and now we see this patented, very passive penalty kill for the Cardinals, as DeFelice getting right in the shooting lanes, forcing Gillespie just to loft it up and over to flip the ice. Back for Fletcher as the penalty expires. Shot! Can't get another chance! Oh, what a stop! Gillespie had a great chance there, and Brendan Young back the other way, losing his skates.
Yeah, Gillespie had a wide open net there, and unfortunately for the Lakers, just couldn't get the stick on it, but a good job by Plattsburgh State to clear and try with an offensive push. That should have and really could have been 1-0 Lakers.
Gillespie looking for a shot, hits the ice. Fans wanted a call, but clearly wasn't tripped. He fell down himself, as it looks like it's hailed the other way, almost offside, and they'll call it. So 11:52 left to go here, full 5-on-5 action, and you saw that Gillespie play earlier on, which we'll show you a replay of. And just a chance that you cannot give up if you're Gillespie. You've got to put that one home.
Yeah, right in front of the net there. Just couldn't really find the stick to the puck. And Gillespie, one of those guys you want to pay attention to. He's an extra skater tonight. Not really fitting in on any line tonight, but that's an opportunity he wants to hammer home, especially after sitting out that first game against Portland.
And he's a guy that has just an offensive threat, a really heavy shot. Seeing him around the net's not really too common. He's a guy that likes to get gritty, as you like to say, Luke, but not as much in terms of closer to the crease. He's got a really heavy shot. As Middleton looks to spin away from Kirkby. Leaving for his D partner in Hogg behind the net. Hogg looking for a clear. He'll fire it off the glass and looks to go the length of the ice for the icing. If the Lakers can touch up, and they will here. 11:25 left to go in this first period. No score here, and Whiteout weekend kicking off strong with the Lakers and the Cardinals.
Yeah, and you look at this Plattsburgh State team. I mean, coming in, we talked about all the freshmen. 10 freshmen out of their 19 skaters tonight are first-year players, and through the first 10 minutes, they've done a really good job. They haven't looked nervous at all. They've kind of almost taken the crowd out of it to a sense. So a good job by Plattsburgh State to weather the early storm.
Jody Sullivan behind the net, leaving it for Vance at the point. Vance over to Allen. Shot, save, blocked away over to Middleton behind the net. Interception by Zizek, cutting in, shot, save, rebound. Can't find his Molinaro as Vance cuts in. Again, a shot off of Zizek, and just going behind the net. Molinaro had the chance as it hits off Zizek, and the puck is up and out of play once more.
Yeah, Zizek a little slow to get back on his skates there, but that looked like a great opportunity once again for Oswego State. And Zizek was in a good spot there, but it looked like he took it right off the shoulder, right near that C on his jersey. So Oswego State getting their chances, but a really good job by Plattsburgh State to clear the zone and avoid those second and third opportunities.
Lakers send out their top unit of Passero, Broman, and Derek Brown. And Brown looks for a chance here. Passero then scores! Anthony Passero! And the Lakers take a 1-0 lead.
And there it is for Oswego State. Anthony Passero, and a nifty little play there you see on the replay, right off the faceoff. Great job by Derek Brown. Wins it, gets it in front, a little screen almost in front, and then Passero hammers it home, but a great job by Derek Brown. Gets to it off the faceoff, maybe Plattsburgh State a little bit out of position, and it's 1-0 Lakers.
Yeah, and you saw a little bit of a pick play by Derek Brown on his knees. The defenseman for the Cardinals couldn't get on there, and it looked like that was trying to be either Middleton or Hogg out there on the ice, and they couldn't quite get to it as Brown was on his knees, blocking them a little bit, and a great play by Passero, and a great job by Brown to be able to manage the puck on that faceoff.
Yeah, really a high IQ play there by Derek Brown.
Puck swings all the way back over to Solo. Gets a shot on net, just going wide, and it looked like it got a stick on that was Arajow, or a body on it, as Broman cycles back. For Solo, shot again, blocked once more by Draven, and Falanga looking to clear the zone. Leaves it over for Dahl. Good step up by Solo, keeping him play, but instead the Lakers are offside, so they've got to tag up.
And I'll tell you what, if Solo didn't step up on that, that could have been a 3-on-1 the other way for Plattsburgh State. The Lakers struggled with that last game, kind of trying to get back on defense, but a good job by Solo to avoid what could have been disastrous for Oswego State.
Draven looking over for Kuhn, but instead the Lakers will fire it back in as Arajow tries to reset this Plattsburgh offense that's been stagnant as of late. Only one shot on goal unofficially as they send it the length of the ice on the icing. So the Cardinals here are trying to get a rush going, and it seems like the second or third time they've iced the puck, and that's a huge problem for a team that's trying to generate some offense, a team that hasn't really sustained any zone time.
Yeah, and some of those icings maybe coming from trying to find those stretch passes, trying to find those little situations where they can go 2-on-1. that's what they want to do. That's what they tried to do against Brockport. They tried to do it against Geneseo. And now, once again, their defense is going to sit back. They're going to man their zones, but they have to pick those opportunities to try to flip it the other way.
LeBlanc, Scorpio, and Gillespie, the forwards for the Lakers, as Draven tries to send it the other way, and he'll get off for a line change as they dump it in for Riche. McMillan with it now, up for Gillespie, back over for Scorpio, can't keep a stick on it, but he's got a little chance, and instead of ice Parita as he covers up. Not much of a scuffle after that, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea there for both teams. I mean, it's been a very tightly officiated game so far, and we saw it right off the bat. Obviously, that Broman call, it was a good call, but again, the refs are going to call this a tight game. It's a rivalry. There's going to be big hits, especially after the whistle. But both teams have done a good job kind of maintaining their focus after whistles, because this is a game in a rivalry that can get intense and it can kind of get to the players' heads pretty early. So they've done a good job avoiding those penalties.
Pizzo looking for Hale, and he'll find him as they try to clear. And another icing as they can't connect with Liam Lawson as Novik touches up here with 9:27 left to go, 9:26 left to go in this first period. Of course, moments ago, Anthony Pissarro gets the first goal of the game off of an assist from Derek Brown off a face-off. And we've seen the Plattsburgh Cardinals get a lot of goals, a lot of offensive production, off of face-offs, and the Lakers do it the other way as the Cardinals trying to clear once more and cannot do so. Emerson keeping it in for Spink. Spink on Pizzo. Just staying up with it, but instead the Cardinals look to change again, but another sloppy pass as it's Sutton that can't get rallied. A heavy hit, there's not going to be another penalty, but instead will look to be an icing that was waved off. Emerson with it now. DeFelice intercepts that momentarily until Fletcher gets it back from McMillan behind his own net. Lawson forechecking on him from behind instead of leaving for Novik. Fletcher trying to cut in, can't do so, and Carter Allen will pick it up as he evades the hit from Lawson.
Yeah, it almost feels like both teams kind of feeling each other out right now. I mean, this is a rivalry. They see each other twice a year, but, you know, a lot of new faces on the Plattsburgh State side, so we'll see how they adjust, and they've done a pretty good job so far, 12 minutes into this game.
Zizek trying to fire it in deep, can't do so, as it's all freshman line, but instead Zizek gets a 2-on-1. Zizek, shot, scores! Carter Allen on the 3-on-2. The trailer gets the second goal of the game.
What a great shot there from Carter Allen. We'll see it on the replay. Actually knocked Parita's water bottle off as we look on the replay. Zizek, great dump pass to Allen, and then, like I said, up top, where Mama hides the cookies, water bottle on the ice. Carter Allen notches one home, and it's 2-0 Lakers. Great pass there by Josh Zizek.
Yeah, and it's so tough for the defense to catch that trailer. The fourth guy in, that's that second wave attack that we talk about. That defense, when they can score, as it looks like Coach Moffitt will take a timeout here with 8:32 left to go. Not happy with how his team's performed so far offensively. But when you have that fourth guy coming in, there's not much you can do. You know, that third guy back needs to really step up, and the guys trailing got to catch up to him. With that in mind, it's so tough to defend that.
Yeah, and one thing Oswego State has done really well, they did in the exhibition games, even against Portland, they seem to have a real feel for where their teammates are at all times. That was a great drop pass. Zizek knew where Carter Allen was, and really just some sloppy play there by Plattsburgh. It was actually Philip Middleton that kind of got caught up near that Oswego State bench. He was supposed to be back on the defensive end, and it leads to the goal. And now Steve Moffitt, the early timeout. Interesting use of the timeout. You don't see it too often in the first period. Only a 2-0 game, but I think probably an effective use of a timeout there. Try to calm down this Plattsburgh State team.
Yeah, it's a team that's throwing out 10 freshmen out there for their first away game. In a situation like this, it's really tough to see. And we're going to talk to James, our sideline reporter. What do you got for us, James?
I don't think this could have been much of a better start for the Oswego State Lakers today. As you can hear the fans behind me, they are ripping into Jimmy Pareda, and he's had a relatively good game for now. But Anthony Pissarro, the senior out of Fort Erie, Ontario, nobody more deserving of a goal than him. And then Carter Allen follows it up with a beautiful slap shot. If you were the Oswego State Lakers, you couldn't start this game any better. Back to you guys.
James, and you talk about a guy like Pareda, he's really been the guy who hasn't had a lot of great defense from him. As Pissarro 2-on-1 goes through the 5-hole but can't find the net as Broman, as the Lakers keep it in. And getting back to Pareda, he's a guy that doesn't have a great save percentage, but he's been hung out to dry a couple times, Luke.
Yeah, he has, and you remember that Whiteout game 2 years ago. He really stood on his head for his Plattsburgh State team, but that Carter Allen shot, there's really nothing you can do about that as a goaltender. Top shelf, as I said, knocked the water bottle off. Couldn't really put that in any better spot.
Cardinals here with a jump after the timeout, but the Lakers getting some of the better of the chances as Broman tries to find a stretch pass for Pissarro. He'll get him. No ice as they call it off, and Pareda back to play it. Over to Middleton, the captain, lofting it up for Thomas. So he'll get it momentarily, but Solo stepping him up. Pizzo trying to fire it in, can't get past Solo as much as Young on the forecheck for the Cardinals. Awkward bounce off the boards, but Kirkby's right there to pick it up along the half wall. Instead, Trewitz will pick it up for the Cardinals. Back around, Scorpio on it, looking for it as well as Hogg, the freshman. Good job trying to keep it in, but instead Curry has it, and he'll look to clear the zone. Really an aggressive forecheck here for the Cardinals after that timeout, Luke.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot more aggressive. I think they've realized that Oswego State's been able to kind of find those little holes in those seams that have opened up.
Yeah, they're taking away the time and space for this Lakers team, and so far, after that second goal, they've done a decent job with it. As it's Kirkby behind the net, shot, no one in front, and the puck will bounce out with a clear. 6:45 to go in this first period. Lakers lead 2-0.
Yeah, that was a big rebound there, but for the Lakers, no one home. Usually there's someone there on that short side. Could have been Tanner Spink, but that time, just no one home for the big rebound.
Middleton just gets it over to his D partner in Christian Thomas, who will get the clear, but Carter Allen with it now. Finds Emerson at the blue line. He'll enter the zone with a little bit of speed. He's got Fletcher in the middle. Back over for Spink. Shot, save, rebound off the ref. Goes behind the net. And Ryan Hogg will try to clear it. Gets over to Joe Kyle. Kyle losing it to Emerson. Lakers come away with it. Fletcher, a nifty move, but a great job by Kyle to block that puck back to the point. Spink behind the net. Surrounded by Hogg. He'll look to clear for the Cardinals. Hogg just chipping off the boards. Can't quite get the clear as Fletcher trying to jam it back in, but it'll go out to Novick.
Yeah, tough for Plattsburgh State. They've been sitting back and they've been doing a good job, but Oswego State's been able to find that back door and that back post. Good save by Parita on that last sequence.
Sullivan losing a handle on it. It looks to go the other way as Joe Kyle. Kyle, he's got Abdulhan and Aiden with him, or Alden. Shot, save, rebound, back behind the net. Back out in front, no one home. Dahl with it now. Back down for Alden. Alden losing it to McMillan, but Abulhana is able to pick it up for the Cardinals. This second all-freshman line that they've got so far tonight. Zizek with it at the half wall. Chip it out for Arajau, who'll pick it up right at the red line, and he's trying to get back in to force the Lakers to stay on. Liam Lawson picking it up, but can't quite get a handle on it as the Lakers look to go the other way.
Yeah, Arajau, as you mentioned, they're a very veteran play to kind of dump that puck deep, trying to get some sense of offense going for Plattsburgh State. Fluidity really is the word that comes to mind. That really hasn't been there for the Cardinals so far.
Arajau leaving it for Dahl. Dahl up to Hale at the blue line, but instead Carter Allen will pick that pocket and get it over to Vance. Vance in for Molinaro as the Lakers look to go the other way, but instead it's the Cardinals with it now. A weird bounce, as Carter Allen just able to keep it in and pass it over to Vance.
Yeah, good job there by the Lakers to recycle. They could have had a stretch pass to Broman, but instead opting to go to Vance, and it didn't pay off there, but a really smart play there by Carter Allen to kind of reset and get the team ready to kind of recycle going the other way.
The Cardinals looking to make something happen. Liam Lawson stood up by Carter Allen, with the Cardinals momentarily staying with the puck possession. Trying to push Carter Allen off it was deep release, but he couldn't do it, and it just seemed like he was trying to body Carter Allen, and he just couldn't get anything going with it. Back the other way are the Cardinals momentarily. Derek Brown has a chance for a breakaway, but a great job by Pizzo to hold him up. Down for Pissarro. Circles back for Brown. Got Broman as the defense changes. And Pissarro trying to keep it under his legs momentarily, but can't, as Falanga's got a 2-on-2 the other way. Falanga looking for Draven, and as Solo does a great job playing the defense on that 2-on-2.
Yeah, Solo's done an unbelievable job so far. That time kind of got a stick in the way there, and a great job protecting his goalie.
3:50 left to go in this first period. Lakers up 2-0. Back to the point. Sutton fires a shot, just going wide as Pizzo will pick it up at the other point. Shot again, rebound out in front. High stick is called for the Cardinals, but the Lakers touched up first. And we'll finally get a whistle as Riche covers here with 3:34 left to go in this first period.
And Matt, I'll tell you, I think that was the best offensive sequence that Plattsburgh has had so far. They looked a lot more fluid. As we look on the replay here, the shot kind of came at a weird angle. It tipped up in the air. You see here a big shot from the point, and then, as you said, that high stick, they called it right there, so it wouldn't have counted either way.
Yeah, those point shots are the ones that Riche's really struggled with. We saw that third goal he gave up against Cortland. Off the faceoff, had a screen at the point. He's got to do a better job getting into his position, something he's really worked on all summer after a deflating loss to Hobart last year.
Yeah, and last year a couple saves he wanted back, so trying to make sure that doesn't happen this year.
Kirkby 1-on-1, stood up by Sutton, the freshman. But Kirkby going back to work with it here, picks it up at the half wall. Back over for Novick, waiting. Can't get a shot on it. That's a great job by Christian Thomas to get in the shooting lanes. Back to McMillan. Fires a pass over to Kirkby, will chip it in as the Lakers look to go to work on the forecheck. LeBlanc comes out to play against Pareda, but a good job by him to get it to Pizzo. Pizzo at the half wall, firing it up and out to the blue line. Curry does a nifty job getting to his knees to play that puck, and they've got a chance the other way. Curry's got LeBlanc. Curry loses it, but leaves it for Gillespie. Shot. Big save by Pareda, as there's a bit of a screen there on LeBlanc's part.
What a nifty move there by Tyler Curry. Was on his knees, got up, a little dangle, and dropped it back for Gillespie. But, you know, really for both teams so far, if you're Plattsburgh State, you want to get more on the offensive end. We've seen Oswego State with a lot of chances. Pareda, good job to glove that one there, but you know, a lot of time left in this game. It's kind of about getting those 3-on-2 opportunities. We really haven't seen Plattsburgh State be able to break out much at all this game so far.
And so far in the shots totals, they've got 2 on net. For the Lakers, it's what seems like 13, so really unfortunate for the Cardinals. Haven't been able to generate much. As a shot back out in front by Curry. And Ovchinnikov looks like break one-on-one with Solo. Hesitates. He's got his man in Kyle, but they're offside, and that's just a miscommunication by 2 freshmen.
Yeah, Ovchinnikov really should have found Kyle there. That was a tough break for Plattsburgh State. That pass should have came a second earlier, and Mitch Emerson got back in time for Oswego State, but could have been disastrous for the Lakers.
Yeah, I should say Ovchinnikov, the sophomore, as the extra skater, and he takes down Fletcher. No call there as he tries to lay the body and gives him a little shove for good luck after that.
Yeah, it looked like Fletcher just fell down there. Good job by Ovchinnikov coming over to finish his check.
Abdulhana one-on-one with Allen at the half wall. Ovchinnikov jumps in with Novik as well. Lakers trying to escape the zone, can't do so, but Carter Allen behind the net, and Zizek calling for it along the boards. Zizek exits the zone with some speed. Lakers look to go on a line change as Fletcher and Spink come off the ice, so it's one-on-one for Zizek. Zizek with a heavy, speedy forecheck, but the Cardinals doing a good job flipping the ice. And they've got Alden the other way. Alden trying to get it through the legs of Vance, can't do so, and he's got to touch up and throw it back for Carter Allen. Molinaro looking for the stretch pass, but instead Allen with the safe play to Sullivan, who loses control of it as Hale's on the forecheck. Yeah. Sullivan trying to chip it over to the red line, and the Cardinals doing a much better job establishing the forecheck here.
Yeah, very aggressive forecheck, as you said, Matt, and that's what's going to create those opportunities, kind of just trying to play the puck up there. Don't sit back and let Oswego State attack you. Try to be the attackers for this last minute and a half.
Carter Allen picks up the puck at the red line, firing in deep. And with 1:10 left, the Lakers cannot afford to give a goal, Luke. As you said, try to play back a little bit. Don't make those extra risks because they're not worth it.
Yeah, and those late goals are something that have kind of plagued the Lakers the past couple of years, so you got to stay on your toes even for this last minute.
DeFelice fires over to Hale across the ice. Back out in front, Passero picking it up. He's got a chance for Broman. Broman 1-on-2 with Middleton and Dahl, and he picks his pocket shot. Just goes wide, and if that goal would have went in, the crowd here would have erupted in the Morano Campus Ice Arena.
Yeah, Broman picked the pocket of Middleton, a veteran defenseman, got around him, used that big body, the power forward, and then just whistled that shot wide.
Broman beats Dahl to the puck as they come into the corner boards here in front of the fans, as Brown picks it up at the half wall. Circles back down low. Dahl playing him, forced it over to Broman behind the net. Back out in front, Dahl, a good job clearing that one. And it looks like there's not enough to it to go length the ice for an icing, so Novik's got to pick it back up at his own blue line. For McMillan, looking for Brown to punch it in. He can't do so, and there'll be an icing on play, but rather Broman, a great job beating that one out as it forces Draven to pick up the puck. Draven at the circles, looking to exit the zone. Gets it over to Kuhn, and he can finally clear the zone, but not for an icing with about 3 seconds left in the game, or in the first period, I should say. And this period's really been all Lakers.
Yeah, it has been yet another icing for Plattsburgh State. I mean, bad on multiple levels. One, they don't get the line change, and two, now only 1.8 seconds remaining in this period, but another face-off down inside their own zone, which is where they don't want the puck and where the Lakers have kept the puck for really the majority of this first period.
And this is kind of what you saw against Geneseo, where Geneseo really controlled the puck for so long in that defensive zone for Plattsburgh, and when they had those couple chances, they didn't seem to score. They didn't seem to follow them up with those secondary and tertiary chances as the Lakers send out Emerson, Spink, and what looks to be Fletcher or Gillespie on this face-off. Plattsburgh wins it. So that'll end the period here. The first period of play, Lakers up 2-0 over the Plattsburgh Cardinals.
Yeah, you could really tell Plattsburgh State, they lost 5 of their top 6 scores from last season, and are really just a tough job getting it going on offense. And if you're Oswego State, you know, this is a strong defensive Plattsburgh State team. They got their chances. They were able to put 2 in the back of the net, but still I think some work to do going forward because, like I said, just a 2-goal game.
Yeah, and for the Cardinals, you're in that range. You've had a couple good shifts. You just got to be able to string them together. How do you see them doing that?
I think it's going to come down to those veteran guys on that top line of Falanga, Kuhn, and Draven. Those are the 3 guys that have to get it going with 2 freshman lines.
And we're going to take a quick break here on Hockey Night in Oswego. When we come back, Brian Rubin, Nick Ketter, and Mike Gross will have the intermission report to break down that period that was Lakers up 2-0. We'll be right back here on WTOP 10.
And welcome back to the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. You're watching the first intermission report on WTOP 10 as the Lakers are up 2-0 on their arch rival, the Plattsburgh Cardinals. And once again, alongside Michael Gross and Nick Ketter, I'm your host, Brian Rudman. And guys, we saw a really dominant period from Oswego. What did you think of their play overall in the first?
Well, if we take a look at the period summary, Oswego won the period. It was 2-0 in their favor, but it's the shots. They pestered Jimmy Parita. 16 shots to 4, but both teams struggle on the power play still. Oswego won 10 face-offs, and Plattsburgh only the 7. Face-offs are going to be a big factor going into the rest of this game.
Well, as you said, face-offs a big factor, shots a big factor, but also physicality a big factor. The Lakers, as I said in the pregame, are a team that can wear you down over the course of a game, and right out of the gate, we saw the big hit from Broman. We saw the big hit from Middleton on Plattsburgh to try to respond. Both resulted in penalties, but after that, the Lakers were able to continue those hits and not be in the box. And that's going to wear down Plattsburgh as we go forward, as they did against Cortland, and it shows as we get deeper into this game when a team wears down.
Now, in looking at the scores for Oswego, break down those 2 goals for us.
Well, we'll take a look at the goals here. Starting things off, just a great way to cause havoc in front. Tip up from, I believe, Derek Brown, and Anthony Pissarro just puts that one away. Nothing Jimmy Parita could do. And here's Isaac passing across on a quick rush. Carter Allen there to finish it off. As you're Jimmy Parita, your defense has got to help you out here. Just great awareness and great passing from Josh Isaac to get it over to Carter Allen. Going towards the blue line. Parita's looking at one guy, the third guy comes in, and you just can't stop that.
We talked about winning the faceoffs. That first goal came on that faceoff win deep into the attacking zone there, and they won the faceoff. It fell in net after the Brown shot for Pissarro. He put that in the back of the net. Great location there.
Yeah, and we saw it on the stat line in the period summary. Oswego's really controlling the action of this game. How have they been able to do it?
Well, a lot of that is with that physicality. With the physicality, you have here comes a lot of shots. It creates a lot of shot opportunities. It spreads out that Plattsburgh defense. It allows for that quick passing type of offense that the Lakers like to do. That causes havoc in front. It makes Jimmy Parita uncomfortable, and you get those shots.
Well, you saw them on the power play. On the very first power play, they looked very good. The passes were crisp. Their chemistry definitely showed. The 24 returning players there. That chemistry showed in the first power play, but the second power play was a little off, and they did not look as crisp.
Yeah, now, we want to talk about one guy in particular, the captain for this Oswego State team. He's had a lot of success on Whiteout Weekend in the past, and he's continued that today. Take us through his performance so far.
Well, he's really stepped up, and he's really created a leadership role for himself on this team. 2 assists in the first meeting back in 2017, 2 assists in Whiteout in 2018, and the game-tying goal in the SUNYAC semis. And he just has that great awareness to find his teammates. He's definitely keeping the guys calm after that first penalty, and he's got the assist tonight. I mean, he is everywhere on the ice, not just in this game, but in other games. He makes his presence felt. He's a clear leader on this team.
Well, you add those up, you tally that, he's got 6 points against Plattsburgh in his career. That's incredible, especially for the captain of this team. You have to lead your team in a game like this. The atmosphere is incredible in this first period, and partially because of Josh Isaac right there.
Absolutely, a dominant period for the Lakers. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll delve into the power play struggles for both squads. You're watching the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. You're watching the first intermission report right here on WTOP 10 as the Lakers up 2-0 on the Cardinals after one. Once again, alongside Michael Gross and Nick Ketter, I'm Brian Rudman. And guys, we talked about it pregame and we saw it again in the first. This Oswego State power play has continued to struggle. What's been going on when they have the man advantage?
Well, it's got to be frustrating for Oswego because it seems like they're so close to getting that elusive power play goal. They just can't do it. That first power play that they had 4 shots, Carson Vance was leading the way coming in as a D1 transfer. He was really showing that hockey IQ. The Lakers were able to kind of spread out the defense. Plattsburgh did a good job getting the sticks down and messing that power play up. But the second one had a lot of poor passing, Mike.
Yeah, and on that power play, they have to do a better job of finding the screens, especially because the power play is 5-4 in favor of Oswego. The screens help so much. Jimmy Parita can't see, especially when Mitch Emerson is in front there screening, or any of the other guys. You have to find those screens, because you find those screens, the puck goes in the back of the net.
Now switching to the other side, Plattsburgh hasn't had success, obviously, on the power play either, being scoreless. What's Oswego done well, and what's been Plattsburgh's struggle on the power play?
Well, Oswego, as I said many times in this show here, they've been very physical, and they're creating a lot of problems for Plattsburgh. It almost looks like the Cardinals don't really have an established offensive identity, and they don't know. They don't seem to have an organization of what they want to do with the puck. A lot of players just kind of skating in, taking shots from the blue line. David Richer is seeing everything, and it's making it kind of just easy for Richer and the Lakers defense to knock the pucks away.
Yeah, and you're seeing that most specifically from Carter Allen and Tyler Curry in that defensive line. The two of them have been incredible on breaking down the Plattsburgh offense and taking the puck and going back the other way, dumping it into the neutral zone and back into the attacking zone for the Lakers.
Absolutely. Now, we talked about it once again in the pregame. Oswego's returned a lot of veteran players, a lot of seniors this year. Meanwhile, Plattsburgh has a lot of new faces, and that's clearly showing in this big environment tonight.
Well, going right from what Mike said in the power play, the veterans, Carter Allen, Tyler Curry, those guys are stepping up big in this game. Josh Isaac as well, Anthony Pissarro, they're getting on the board. They're making big defensive plays. And the freshmen for Plattsburgh kind of look like they're reeling. As I said, they don't look like they have much of an offensive identity. The guys are new. They're in a hostile environment. It's kind of overwhelming for this Plattsburgh team, and it's really showing here in the first.
Yeah, a guy that I want to highlight on Plattsburgh is the freshman from Lefroy, Ontario, number 20, Brendan Young. He's in that second line as a left winger from Plattsburgh. He had the second penalty for Plattsburgh, the boarding there, and that really costed Plattsburgh. It gave Oswego momentum. Although they didn't score on the power play, it gave them momentum, and they scored just after it was Anthony Pissarro there cleaning up in front of net.
Yeah, obviously experience showing for the Lakers tonight. Now moving to what Plattsburgh has to change. They're obviously down 2 goals. What are the keys for Plattsburgh to get back into this matchup?
Well, you have to look into that second power play that they had. You got to get your stick down. You got to disrupt the passing for the Lakers, because that is where they are very good. On those quick passes, spreading out the defense, you have to play defense, getting the stick down. Like I said, establish your offense. It looks like, as I said, no identity for the Cardinals. They have to establish some sort of offense and get some type of play going to get quick passes and quick shots.
Forget the offense and defense for a moment. Jimmy Parita has not been good in front of net. He's turned away shots that have been right in front, as you saw Anthony Pissarro put that one away. He's got to do a better job of taking those shots and turning them into the corner, or at least getting them out of where Oswego can put it in the back of the net, because they can shoot from anywhere, as they've shown this year, and they showed it last year, and it's going to be a problem for Plattsburgh if Jimmy Parita can't clean up.
Obviously, a lot of things to change if you're Plattsburgh. We're going to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We still have more Whiteout coverage. You're watching the First Intermission Report right here on WTOP 10. Welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego. This is the Whiteout edition. Right now, Lakers up 2-0. We're going to now send it down to our ringside reporter, James Catato. James, what do you have for us?
Hey, thanks, guys. Well, the story of the first period, Oswego probably couldn't have played it any better, but Jimmy Parita didn't really look exactly on his game for Plattsburgh. Or it was the fact that Oswego literally had a perfect offense. Anthony Pissarro, Carter Allen joining in on the front later on in the period, Oswego being able to bunch in front of the net. I talked to Anthony Pissarro in between the first and the second period, and he said that Oswego needs to do an even better job of getting in Parita's face, making him more uncomfortable. Plattsburgh is 0-2, so they're on the cusp of falling apart. Those were Pissarro's words. Now for Parita, you just got to get a little bit better at deflecting shots out of the way of Oswego offense and making sure that he doesn't concede, because as of right now, Plattsburgh are in a really delicate spot. If they concede more, they will risk getting blown out by a very hot Oswego State team. Back to you guys.
Thanks, James. That's all the time for the First Intermission Report. We're going to go to a quick break. On the other side, Matt Watling and Luke Owens have the call to the second period. You're watching the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the Marano Campus Ice Arena. Matt Watling here, joined alongside Luke Owens in the Steve Levy press box for the second period of Whiteout Weekend here. Oswego State Lakers taking on and leading the Plattsburgh State Cardinals 2-0 here. As we flip the sides, and it's the Cardinals winning the first faceoff. Rowan picking the pocket of his man, and dumping in deep for the Lakers. Cardinals hesitating with the puck in their own end. Falanga looking for his man. He'll find it to Hogg. Hogg back to the center of the ice for Kuhn, and they interwind, but instead Vance picks it up, and there'll be a penalty on him. What looked like a hook or a hold, and the Plattsburgh State Cardinals will go to their second power play of the game.
Yeah, really the perfect timing for this Plattsburgh State team to kind of try to get some offensive fluidity. And as Nick Ketter said on the perch, really, they haven't found their offensive identity so far. Now, Carson Wentz gets tagged for his first penalty as a Laker, and we'll see if Plattsburgh State, the best way to get some offense going is having that man advantage. So this power play unit hasn't been great so far this season, but another chance, and we'll see if Pizzo can kind of be that point man.
Kuhn, DeFelice, Abdulhana, and another guy is Adam Alden, the freshman. So the second unit out there with Pizzo as well as that point man, trying to change things up since Araujo's got 2 goals for the team, typically quarterbacking that power play, but it looks like they're sending out their second unit here. The Lakers sending out Jody Sullivan, McMillan, Zajic, and Novik as the Plattsburgh Cardinals enter the zone. All 5 on the top part of the screen, so instead it looks like it's going to be Abdulhana getting to the back door. Lakers looking to clear, and they'll get it. Zajic's out on 1-on-1, but instead he'll chip it in and go for a line change with 1:25 left to go on the power play.
One thing that's been interesting to watch for this Cardinals team is they haven't really been willing to go down and bang down low with Oswego State. The Lakers do it so well on their own power play, but Plattsburgh State really hasn't gone into those gritty areas so far. Something
uncharacteristic of them is they're a team that really likes to grind it out, and they're a team now that this year more than ever, they're a lot smaller than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, they are a lot smaller. You lose a guy like Jacob Angvel in the middle there, 6'7", I believe, defenseman, so that's a guy you lose. And then also Ian Wahlgren, who went home to Sweden after his freshman year.
Yeah, Ian Wahlgren, huge, just 6'6", would have been a sophomore, and played excellently last year with Araujo. As Araujo gets on the ice with Hogg, his new defensive partner, the freshman as well. Cardinals trying to set something up here. 45 seconds on the power play as Hogg finds his man in Young, back behind the goal line for Young, behind Riche, as it's Thomas picking it up alongside him. LeBlanc trying to bat it away, can't do so. Thomas picking it up and circling back and handing it over to Araujo at the half wall. Araujo back to the point, looking for Hogg at center point. Calling for it was Tredowitz, but instead he'll go back down low. Down low for Thomas, back out of the circle, can't get a handle on it. Good job by McMillan. Slowing it down is Tredowitz at the point, looking for Hogg at center point. LeBlanc hard on him, back over Tredowitz. Hogg with it now, looking, back over on the pass. Araujo backdoor, can't corral it. Looking for Hogg. One-timer off the crossbar. Goaltender's best friend saves Riche on that one as the Lakers return to full strength. Fletcher coming out onto the ice. And he's looking for Scorpio. Just getting there is Scorpio. And the Lakers trying to go for a line change to get their penalty kills off the ice.
Yeah, Ryan Hogg, the freshman, he's really a smooth skater out there, and a great job there, kind of almost taking over that power play unit.
Yeah, a hit laid by what looked like Solo on Thomas gets up without much problem there, but instead the Cardinals trying to flip the ice. Thomas punching in deep, evades the icing, but Solo picking up with the Cardinals going on a line change. Lakers look to exit the zone quite easily. Solo streaking down the boards. He'll fire it in. Parita plays it out. Lakers looking for that forecheck to go to work. Curry picking it up and kicks it down long by the ref, but instead the Cardinals were able to clear just momentarily, but Solo will fire it back in.
Yeah, this is a line here of Hale, DeFelice, and Lawson, especially DeFelice and Lawson, 2 veteran guys. They've got to get something going here.
And they're looking to right here as they go in 3-on-3, and a great play by Molinaro of the Lakers to go the other way with it now. Gillespie with it here along the boards, battling alongside Chinnikov. Gillespie of Chinnikov into the boards. They're tangled up to lose the puck, but Curry picks it up, and there's going to be a penalty on the ice, or rather a helmet popped off of Gillespie, so they're going to play blow the whistle dead.
Yeah, I think Gillespie's played a really strong game so far. He's been the extra skater, but there kind of just provides the speed up. And it looked like Ovchinnikov might have grabbed the jersey of Gillespie, but maybe just some mutual contact into the corner as Gillespie skates off the ice. But he's kind of been a nice surge of energy to have as that extra skater.
And you look at Plattsburgh, and earlier on in the sequence, a player slid into Riche. Riche kind of slow to get up. Fans weren't too happy about that, kind of trying to get in his head. But Riche back on the ice, back on his feet. And seems quite comfortable here in this second period after entering really the most action he's faced all game on that penalty kill. The Cardinals here looking to enter the zone. They do so with some speed as it's Kuhn going through a couple Lakers, and he'll leave it for Falanga. Back out in front, Hogg with it, shot, or misses the shot, instead he'll go back around. Evades a hit from Vance, but he can't evade Carter Allen. The Cardinals still maintain possession as Kuhn trying to fire it in deep, can't do so, and a high hit on Passero. No call there as the Cardinals regain possession in the neutral zone.
Yeah, that's
Middleton with it now.
Sorry, Matt, that's a play that Hogg really probably should have taken the shot. Instead, he cycled behind the net, but really no action in front of the net all game for Plattsburgh State. That's a shot I think you want to get on net if you're Hogg.
Vance behind the circle, leaving for Carter Allen trying to enter the zone. Carter Allen, a stretch pass to Passero, chip it in as he goes for a line change. His line mate's still out there with Broman behind the net picking it up. 2 on 5, back up for Zizek, just can't pull the trigger or find the puck. It goes all the way down the length of the ice over to Riche.
Yeah, Broman there just tried to find a pass in front. Looked like Novik might have been just a step late getting over, but Plattsburgh State's done a good job controlling the puck and trying to get some more offensive opportunities here early in the second.
Yeah, it starts in the neutral zone, and these first 5 minutes, Cardinals really controlling as Zizek has Molinaro. Can't connect, but Zizek picking it back up along the goal line. Back over for McMillan, slowing things down a bit. Tucking it back in for Molinaro. Back out to Sullivan, shot blocked. And Sullivan regains possession. A good job by Kyle to block that one. Sullivan slowing things down here. Back out to Zizek, almost gets a tip on it, but can't get much on that one as the Cardinals regain possession. Novik keeping in play, cuts in, looking for something to happen. Trying for a pass over to Sullivan, but a good active stick. It's a 2-on-1 the other way. Kyle's got Alden. Kyle, shot way up and out of play. All the way by the concession stand, but the Cardinals with a 2-on-1 here, and that's what they've been trying to get. Trying to catch the Lakers defense sleeping and caught a little bit too aggressive, and they did that just there.
Yeah, really great job by Christian Dahl there to get out there on the breakaway. You know, he tried to look for that pass to Hunter Alden, but maybe just a little bit gassed there by Alden. He looked like he was a step slow. They broke out, looked like it could have been a 2-on-1 opportunity, and it kind of melted away when Alden wasn't able to get over.
Lakers out there to take the face-off. It's Colton Fletcher winning that one forward. McCurry will pick it up and circle back behind his own net. Solo with it as Thomas tries to forecheck, but Spink will pick it up and hit the red line. Chipping in is Spink, and they've got a shot. Saved by Parito and Curry. A weird bounce there, and Emerson loses the puck to his man, Brendan Young. Brendan Young, Thomas picking up, just staying outside his own shot, save, no rebound. We're going home for the rebound, I should say, as Fletcher can't pick it up. Young with it now. Trying to get over Sutton, but he's out of play, so they've got to wait for a line change or an offside. Pulling things down here is Jeff Solo with it behind his own net. Over to Curry. Cross-ice pass for Spink, contains it nicely. Spink trying to get past Sutton, and he does. And the Lakers have a chance here. Fletcher back out. Can't get a shot off. Is Fletcher, and a great job by the Cardinals defense.
Yeah, Pizzo there came all the way over, going offense back to defense, and a great job as that puck is flipped out of zone. But Pizzo, very athletic defenseman. We saw on that play before, he almost did a full split trying to stay on sides, and then a great job to get back and deflect the pass. It could have been an easy goal for Colton Fletcher.
Yeah, the game really picking up, both teams taking more chances. And I think that's something that Coach Moffitt really wanted to do with this team. He wants to see his team take chances. They're a team that's usually sitting back, but down 2-0. Why not go for a goal? They've got some speed themselves, and these freshmen really look comfortable in only their 3rd game of the season. Liam Lawson picking up, looks to go 1-on-1. Leaves for DeFelice, and a great diving effort by Kirkby. Keeps DeFelice without a shot as Allen chipping it around Lawson, and they can't corral it. DeFelice with it. Shot just goes wide, and Hale back on that one. He's got Milton at the point, but elects to go down behind the goal line for Lawson. Back out in front. Puck now behind the net as Carter Allen picks it up and looks to go the other way with it. Carter Allen can't find Kirkby as Middleton gloves that one over to LeBlanc, however. And Middleton will pick it up, the captain, trying to slow things down as it's been a mile a minute here since the start of the 2nd period. And the icing is avoided.
Yeah, I think if you're Plattsburgh State, you almost want to pick up the pace. You know, you say this team might be a step slower than Oswego State, but why not try to put some pressure on? As you mentioned, it's a 2-0 game, really not a lot to lose, and get those freshmen out there in open space.
Kirkby dumps it in deep, and this Plattsburgh team has looked a lot faster than they did last weekend, a lot more comfortable, a really good hard week of practice will do that for you, as the Cardinals seem to have the legs early on. Falanga barely controlling along the blue line, McMillan standing him up, but instead the Cardinals will pick it up. Arujo with it now, entering the zone with some speed. Protects the puck, cuts the net, shot is stick down. A great job by Novik getting his stick on that one and up and out of play.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about one of the most talented offensive defensemen in the SUNYAC there. Arujo had a great opportunity, but Novik, great job to get the stick there. Obviously, the only 2 goals for Plattsburgh State have come from Arujo, and almost an opportunity for a 3rd there.
Right, and this chance here for the Cardinals, you saw earlier on the away game last year against Oswego State, they ended up scoring on a set piece like this. I believe it was Pat Egan scoring that one. And that one. And for the Lakers, you've got to avoid those one-time opportunities off the faceoffs. You saw against Cortland last weekend when the Lakers give up that 3rd goal. As Arajow gets the shot, and a good job by Riche getting down. Back out is Draven, looking for the front of that shot. Blocked again, and this one will go out of play once more.
Matt, you called it. Set piece off the faceoff, and this is a very veteran line for Plattsburgh State with Falanga, Kuhn, and Draven. Kuhn does a great job winning the faceoff. He knows where Arujau is and just fired that one on net. Good job by Riche, though, as well. We've talked about how he's kind of struggled on those plays off the faceoff, but great defensive positioning in between the pipes.
And it's kind of hard to evaluate Riche here in this first 28 minutes of play because he's only faced 3 shots, but so far he's looked sharp, good positionally, and really locked in as you see him moving around in net, really squirming to try to find the puck well as Falanga picks it up. Shot just goes wide, but over to Arujau at the point. Tucking it back in for Draven with it now. Draven battling alongside what looked like Pissarro. Falanga back out in front. Gets a shot, but Riche covering it, trying to fight for it, and instead it's behind the net for Emerson, or Pissarro rather, who will slow things down over to Brown. Brown 2-on-2 with Broman. He'll chip it in as Arujau has to battle alongside Broman behind the net. Broman trying to body him, can't do much with it as the Cardinals look to turn up the other way. Draven can't control the pass in his feet, and it's Broman the other way. 1-on-4, knocked down, but Pissarro with a great supporting effort as Solo fires it back out into the corner for Tyler Curry with it. He's got Pissarro behind the net as well, but Curry will take it out. No one manning his point, so the Lakers cannot avoid a turnover here as Curry gets back and the Cardinals pick up the puck. Looking over for it was Kuhn. He can't corral it, and he'll dump it in for a line change.
Really just what we saw from Travis Broman last year, just so skilled, so nifty as a power forward, and a really great stick handling. Almost got in 1-on-4 there and kept the puck in for an Oswego offensive chance.
Emerson looking for Solo, can't quite get it, and Spink will pick it up and backtrack back to the red line. All over for Curry now as the Lakers try to regain some speed and enter the zone as Kyle's in on the forecheck. Instead, Gillespie picking up not much on that pass, and the Cardinals will go the other way. Cardinals got Kyle with it now alongside Alden. Shot, save, and no rebound as Riche gets his first real action of the night.
Yeah, I think Riche last time Plattsburgh had an opportunity, kind of almost stick passed it out in front of the net, but that time a good job to corral the puck, freeze it, no opportunity for a rebound because I think it was Pizzo that might have had a chance for a second effort.
Yeah, and for Riche, you've got to be happy with the way that he pounced on that puck. Not even letting it hit the ice, he gloves it and catches it off the crest of the jersey. And for the Lakers to have your goaltender as positionally sound as he was on that play is something you want to see from him for a full 60 minutes. A really impressive effort as Emerson loses the face-off. Kyle with a set-piece shot and a good block by either Gillespie or Vance to avoid that one getting on net. Vance behind his own net, battling alongside Alden. Instead, the Cardinals pick it up. Kyle out in front, and Riche with another save, confidently pouncing on that one.
Yeah, Carter Allen was the key there. It looked like Kyle had a chance in front, but Allen a really great job to tie him up and make sure there's no opportunity for a deflection. But for Plattsburgh State, it's been a ton of life here with 10 minutes remaining. As we see on the replay here, a great opportunity, Kyle, but again, gloved by Riche, could have had a chance for another one. And then once again, Riche just pounces on that puck. Great awareness and great job in space there by David Riche.
And Sutton gets the draw back in for Pizzo. Shot blocked in front, and Riche getting that rebound once more. So Riche starting to see some action picking up here with 10:22 left to go here in this second period. Cardinals really turning it on as of late.
Yeah, Christian Thomas was right on the doorstep there, but Riche, it looked like everyone lost the puck, but David Riche knew exactly where it was, did a great job to get his pad level low, and made a good save there. So just avoiding those second chances. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but it's just so important, especially in these big games.
Pissarro losing the faceoff, and Sutton will pick it up. Heavy on the forecheck with Scorpio, but the Cardinals regain possession momentarily. LeBlanc's got Scorpio for a stretch pass, but instead he'll try to dangle around one man in Thomas, just able to do so, and Carter Allen will fire it in deep. Scorpio goes to work on the forecheck on Pizzo. Scorpio on it first, but Pizzo bodying him. Pizzo, one of the bigger guys in this defense at 6'2". As we mentioned earlier, this Plattsburgh team lost a lot of size on their back end, but Pizzo really steady force as the senior. Pizzo picking up behind his own net. As Scorpio again once more on the forecheck. Sutton can't pick it up, and LeBlanc's got a chance. LeBlanc has Allen at the point, but elects to go down for Kirkby. 2 guys on him finishing their checks, but instead back out in front, and almost a chance, but a good job by Young to block that one. As he looks for Pizzo, can't get it. Kirkby behind the net. Back out for Vance, and he has to play it on his backhand. Fires over to Allen. Shot saved by Pareda, and a beauty on that one, as he had no vision with LeBlanc there.
Yeah, that was perfect positioning there for Plattsburgh State and Jimmy Pareda, who kind of struggled in that first period, but he's looked sharp again in this second period. And the Plattsburgh State defense, I think, has done a little bit of a better job there. 2 Lakers, though, in front of the net there for a rebound opportunity. You can't have that. You've got to clear those guys out. especially when you have those veteran guys like Pizzo in there.
Lakers Emerson in on DeFelice. Losing the draw to DeFelice was Emerson, as it's Hogg the other way with it. Middleton firing it, so a little change in defensive pairings here momentarily for the Cardinals. Ovchinnikov with it now. One-on-one shot, just going wide. Riche trying to glove it down, can't do so. Looking for a pass in front for the Cardinals, they couldn't get it there as McMillan picks it up and cycles back for Novick. Novick flubs on a shot, and Lawson's got it. Now to DeFelice, and instead the Lakers on the bouncing puck, just able to clear it to the boards. DeFelice behind the net, and a heavy hit by McMillan. A clean one at that as Emerson picks up the puck, takes a spill, and it's Novick with it now. Or McMillan, excuse me, for Fletcher. Fletcher on Middleton, can't quite get it, so McMillan will pick it up at the other end of the ice. Trying to escape the zone of the Lakers, they can, as McMillan takes a seat, and the Cardinals looking for a chance as they get a line change out here with Draven coming out on the ice. As it's Fletcher with it now, trying to escape the zone, he'll just be able to. As he bodies into Middleton and Emerson, Lakers get a line change.
Just such a heavy forecheck by this Cardinals team, trying to get some offense going, and the Lakers have made those little mistakes. Now it's about if the Cardinals can capitalize on the other end.
Hogg with a shot from the circle, a good block by what looks like Tyler Curry. As the Cardinals again, once more on that heavy forecheck, 3 guys in deep. Curry with it, gets it past Kuhn over to Passero, and he'll look for a chip pass to Brown. Brown fires it in deep off Arajau. Bouncing puck on Pareda, and he handles that one nicely as the Lakers regain possession. Passero with it, back out in front, trying to get it over. Back out for Broman, can't get a shot off. Not a great angle as his back was to the net, but Solo picking it back up over for Broman. Carter Allen with it now. Back out for Brown, can't get a shot. Broman shot, save, rebound once more, and the Cardinals able to clear the zone.
Yeah, Ryan Hogg has just been so impressive, both on offense and defense. The freshman really impressing early on.
Broman with a lazy through-legs pass, but he'll pick it up in the slot. Shot, save, rebound, scores! Tyler Curry extends the lead to 3 as an odd man rush for the Lakers net their next goal, their first of the second.
Yeah, and Tyler Curry there, a great job to trail, but it was Travis Broman that really got this whole thing started. He had a great opportunity, as we see here. Broman just uses that speed, niftiness inside the zone, but look at that positioning from Tyler Curry to get that on the back door, and we'll look at it one more time. Curry, a great pass to Broman. Not a pass, but right off the pads to Curry. Perfect positioning, and really nothing Pareda could do there. He was left out alone on an island.
Yeah, and talk about rebound control issues for Riche. Pareda leaves a beauty right there on a silver platter for Brown as the Lakers extend their lead once more. Carter Allen with it now, over to LeBlanc, can't handle that one. As the Cardinals, just as they thought they were getting back into it, the Lakers strike once more. An executed rush to perfection as the Cardinals try to recoil the other way with it now. Sutton in his own zone. Crosses the blue line, tries to fire over Kyle, can't do so. And it'll go touch up for an icing. And we'll send it down to our sideline reporter, James Catato. James, what did you see for us?
Hey, thanks, guys. Well, we talked about that Plattsburgh needed to have a better second period and that Jimmy Pareda needed to have a better second period, and they have so far until Tyler Curry just scored a great follow-up goal on a Travis Broman deflection off of Pareda, and the Plattsburgh Cardinals have had a much better second period, pressuring David Riche. That defense has looked very composed, though, and then Tyler Curry able to come up from that defensive end and be able to score a goal of his own. It's been great looking for the Oswego State Lakers so far. Back to you guys.
Thank you, James. As Pizzo trying to go back through the zone, he'll circle back behind Riche. He's got Sutton at the point, but instead he'll fire it back over for Young, can't find it. And Carson Vance has a breakaway, tripped up by Pizzo, stays back on his feet, shot. What a save by Pareda, and a beautiful chance by Carson Vance.
Look at that speed from Vance, really beat Pizzo down the ice and then got almost dragged down, got back up, and still had an opportunity. So Carson Vance has just been so impressive. Hasn't showed up in the box score, but he's been impressive nonetheless these first 2 games as a Laker.
Kirkby trying to get out of the zone, but Carter Allen will do just that. He's harassed by Kyle, who goes off for a change at the end of his shift. As Scorpio has some space, and he'll just flub it over into the Plattsburgh end for Molinaro. Sutton picking it up, Molinaro on him. Battling 2-on-2, back for Novick at the circle. Guys are trying to win that one off Middleton, and does so momentarily, but a great second effort by the Cardinals team defense as they clear the zone with Brendan Young. Young over to Trelowitz, looking to make something happen. 1-on-4. His feet knocked out from under him, but no call there.
Yeah, probably should have been a call there. It looked like he got his feet taken out, as you said, but no call, and the Lakers trying to stay out of the box once again.
Middleton and Araujo, the 2 defensive players out here for the Cardinals, alongside Hale, Young, and Woodby Trelowitz. So the Cardinals trying to generate some offense here with just about 5:30 left to go in this second period. Lakers lead 3-0. Novik behind his own net, sitting back as Hale's the lone forechecker here as they sit into a 1-2-2. And a great play by Trelowitz, but Young falls to the ice and can't make a play. An interesting new look here for their forecheck for the Cardinals.
Yeah, they probably should have had an opportunity there, but Trelowitz kind of weaved that pass just a step too far for Young.
Back to the point for Ovchinnikov, fires a shot wide as Arjau picks it up at the circle. Hale behind the net, back out in front, shot, save, rebound, cleared by the Lakers, and Molinaro at the boards just trying to fire it out of play, and he does so with 4:58 to go.
Yeah, you can't always avoid those big rebounds. That time Riche probably looks like he wanted to glove that, but again, great job by Oswego State to collapse in front of him, get the puck to the boards. It ended up getting tipped out of play, but you just keep that puck away from Riche at all costs, and a great job there by the Oswego State defense to collapse. But again, down 3 goals, Plattsburgh State still keeping that aggression up.
Yeah, they've really got to push it here with about 4:58 to go. For the Cardinals, you've got to score at least one more here in this first period in order to really make something happen in the third, as their heavy forecheck knocks the puck off Sullivan behind the net, but McMillan will pick it up here. Liam Lawson back for Novik. Dave Felice forechecking as well, as the Lakers will flub it back out into the zone for Zizek. Zizek losing it to Lawson as the Lakers go out for a full sail line change. The Cardinals with a chance here. It's Dave Felice, but instead Riche with a good job playing it out to the boards. Middleton with a shot, or Pizzo rather, but the Lakers have a chance the other way now. Fletcher's got Spink with him. Fletcher waiting, looking for the pass, shot by Curry, and a great effort by Middleton, sliding down to take the pass away. Colton Fletcher forces it anyway, Luke.
Yeah, great job by Middleton. Also great job by Parita. He stayed true. There could have been a pass through, but it got deflected. Parita could have gotten out of position, but a great job maintaining his spot in the crease and gloving that shot. Another grade A opportunity for Oswego State, keeping the foot on the gas, even up 3 goals.
And for the Lakers, it's Emerson out for the face-off alongside Fletcher and Spink. And the Cardinals come away with this one momentarily, but instead Spink on the forecheck trying to get the puck. He's just able to do so at the corner boards, but instead it bounced out for Draven. Draven loses it to Spink, who gets over to Solo momentarily, but instead Draven will pick it back up and go in on the forecheck. Draven alongside Kuhn, 2-on-2. Emerson and Curry join alongside the boards. The Lakers come away with it, and it's Brown the other way. Lakers got 4-on-2 if they can hurry. Brown makes a move to the outside of Middleton. Back out in front. Good save. Rebound. Swallowed up by Pareda, and an absolute beautiful save, being able to control that rebound with that much traffic in front of the net.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of traffic there, and just a great job by Brown to just kind of send that puck towards the net, kind of fluttered it up there, and then Mitch Emerson was right on the doorstep, but Pareda really moved well to get to that puck, and another opportunity for Oswego State. Now about 3:45 remaining in this second period, and it's been all Lakers in the second period. You know, Plattsburgh came out, they were fast, but then Oswego State said, hey, we're maybe a little bit faster, and they've kept that pressure up.
Yeah, and for the Cardinals, they'll send out Abulhana, Alden, and Kyle on this defensive face-off. Lakers sending out Pissarro, Brown, and Broman as the freshman line for the Cardinals win that one back. Only momentarily as Solo pounces on the puck at the blue line, fire back in. Back out in front for the Lakers, and a great block by Brown as the Lakers maintain control in the offensive zone. Kyle picking it up now and back over for Alden as they'll flip it and go on a forecheck. Solo met by Alden, and he'll fire it over to Broman, who will flip the ice, leaving it for Solo on the other boards. Alden still on him and finishes his check, knocking Solo down as the Cardinals regain possession alongside the Lakers bench. 3-on-3 in the battle. Broman picking it up. He's got a chance if he can pick up a speed on Pizzo. Shot just going wide. Looked like Parita tried to get a glove on that one, couldn't do so.
Yeah, it only seems like a matter of time before Broman should be able to get one of those great opportunities. Once again, he's been attacking the net and flying in this one.
Young with a shot, weird bounce, and Riche does a good job adjusting there. Could have been dangerous going through the 5-hole, but a good job shutting the door on that one as it's Carson Vance alongside Scorpio. Gets it to Pissarro as he avoids Trelowitz just to clear the zone.
Yeah, as you mentioned, that could have been a 5-hole opportunity, but Riche, as you mentioned, great job just closing the door, making sure that that weird bounce didn't get past him, and that positioning he worked on this offseason really seems to be paying off early on this season.
Carter Allen swings it behind the net of Pareda on Arjau, leaving for Gillespie behind the net, trying to get back out in front, can't do so, as Arjau clears the ice. It looks like a little lengthy ice for an icing here as it's Carter Allen touching up.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting game here so far, and Oswego State's really dominated the shots, which is something that Plattsburgh State had dominated their first 2 games. They outshot Brockport 30-18. They outshot Geneseo 27-24. And really, it seemed like almost not they were getting unlucky, but goaltenders were posting a .965 save percentage against them in the first 2 games. But tonight, it's been Oswego State dominating the shots and also winning on the scoreboard 3-0. So the shot's always something to pay attention to, but for Plattsburgh State, really just trying to find that offensive rhythm, and it hasn't really been there so far.
Scorpio met by Dahl as the Cardinals are able to clear here. And they can get it 3-on-2 if they hurry. 2-on-2 the other way. It's Trellis with it. Looking for a pass to Arajau. He'll pick it up. In his speed is Arajau, and he'll just fire it in for Hale. McMillan on Hale. Gillespie picking it up, leaving for McMillan behind the net. And he's trying to find LeBlanc. Can't do so. Shot, save, rebound. Picked up by McMillan. And a good job by the Lakers getting to collapse the net. Gillespie with a chance here with LeBlanc. Falling down is Falanga and Gillespie. And LeBlanc just can't maintain possession on the puck with Middleton. Picks up possession behind his own net and looks to go the other way with it. Leaving it for Arajau, but instead he mishandles it. So Molinaro back in on the forecheck. Arajau, long stretch pass, looking for Kuhn. Can't reach him as it looked like it gloved off of Curry. And the Lakers try to exit the zone now with it. It's Isaac behind the net for Curry. Curry to Molinaro. Molinaro with it. Cross-ice pass for Solo, trying to enter the zone. As Benton Middleton meets him there. And Kuhn will pick it up behind his own net. Kuhn leaving it over for Hogg. Another stretch pass for Ovchinnikov, and he's battling 2-on-2 with Curry. Lakers win that one as Molinaro for Sullivan. Sullivan on his off wing. Back out across versus Isaac and can't meet him. As we've got a minute left to go in this second period. Lakers lead 3-0. Hogg with it now entering the zone for Draven. Draven at the circle. Back down for Hogg, trying to get it to him, but instead Sullivan picks it up and will just chip it up and out of the zone. DeFelice picking up that one and gloving it down at the red line. Not much speed to enter the zone enough. Chinnikov's actually offside here with 35 seconds to go as the Lakers reset behind their own net.
Yeah, these last couple minutes, Plattsburgh State trying to find something on offense. Those stretch passes seems to be what they think is the answer, but hasn't really worked so far. Good job by Oswego State to get back on defense and recognize what Plattsburgh State's trying to do.
Arajau touching that one up for the icing with 19 seconds left to go, or 18 seconds left to go here in the second period. For the Cardinals, really dominated a little bit early to start the period, and at that 10-minute mark, they were really turning it up, but then Tyler Curry gets a goal 3-on-2 off a rebound of Pareda from Travis Broman. So for the Cardinals, you're pushing here again these last 18 seconds, really just clawing any chance to get a goal in this one, and this is their best chance, or one of their best chances with DeFelice on the draw. Wins it for Kyle, who backhands it up and over the net. Riche seems to be ready for that one as Lawson gets it back for Pizzo. For Arajau now. Circle, back across, shot goes wide as DeFelice couldn't tuck home or tip on that one. And with 5 seconds left, the boards with it, and the Lakers with it now as Spink trying to exit the zone. He'll do so, and that'll just about end this second period as the Lakers extend their lead by 1 as it's 3-0 after 40 minutes of play.
Yeah, you mentioned how important those first 10 minutes were. Plattsburgh State came out, they were fast, they tried to run with the Lakers, and really it was which team was going to score, because if Plattsburgh State scored to make it 2-1, this is a whole nother hockey game, but Oswego State takes advantage of an opportunity, and now they lead 3-0. So a whole different game. Could have gone a lot of different ways in that second period, but for Oswego State, you have to be happy with the effort so far.
Yeah, and it seems like for the Cardinals, a lot of their chances that they're getting aren't due to Oswego State's mistakes. They're really generating a lot of offense on their own, but again, we look back and we say, how do you generate secondary and tertiary opportunities? Have they done that so far?
They really haven't. They haven't collapsed the net too much, but that sequence towards the end of the period I thought was one of their better sequences. A good job trying to create some traffic in front of David Riche.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to switch up their defensive pairs a little bit as well. I saw Arajau out there with Middleton, and we'll take a quick break here on Hockey Night in Oswego. When we come back, Brian Rudman, Nick Ketter, and Mike Gross will have the second intermission report here on WTOP 10.
And welcome back to the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. You're watching the second intermission report on WTOP 10, as right now the Oswego State Lakers lead the Plattsburgh State Cardinals 3-0 at the second intermission. Once again, alongside me tonight, Michael Gross and Nick Ketter. I'm your host, Brian Rudman. And guys, this Oswego team really kept it rolling after that first period. What did you see in the second out of the Lakers and the Cardinals?
Yeah, this is something you love to see if you're the Lakers. They basically picked up where they left off, 25 shots to 24. Power plays still can't get one of those for the Lakers. Maybe it'll come in the third. 20 faceoffs won. It's a very close game, and those statistics, But overall, it kind of looks like the Lakers are really dominating in any other aspect of the game. Physicality is in the Lakers' favor. Goaltending has been in the Lakers' favor. Defense has definitely been in the Lakers' favor. I mean, they're just doing a great job.
Well, the Lakers in the first period quadrupled the shots from Plattsburgh. It's a little more even here because Plattsburgh's offense has been getting going. We'll talk about that a little later in the intermission show. But Tyler Curry had the lone goal for the Lakers, the lone goal in the period in general in the game. It was off a Roman shot, and he did very well there to clean that up, and that's why it is 3-0 right now.
Yeah, now take us through what exactly happened on that Tyler Curry goal, because like you mentioned, Roman had the opportunity and Curry just finished it off.
Well, it was dumped forward, and Roman was there, and Curry just cleaned it up. Curry came actually from the neutral zone, passed it across, a beautiful pass, great connection there. Roman just off the pad, and Curry was in the perfect position to put that in the top left corner.
Yeah, now how would Plattsburgh stop something like that from occurring in the future?
Well, it's very tough. They kind of got caught behind the play, and Oswego Curry was just very aware to get that puck into the Plattsburgh zone. Roman also very aware to get the puck with him, and Curry, great hockey IQ to follow the puck and follow the rebound. Parita could not get a good pad on that one. It came right back to Curry almost perfectly. So it's tough to stop if you're the Cardinals.
Absolutely. You talk about Tyler Curry scoring in the second period. Carter Allen had a goal in the first. These Oswego defensemen really producing on the offensive side. How big is that for the Lakers?
Yeah, we always talk about depth with this Lakers team, and you can see it not just from the offense, it's now coming from the defense. Carter Allen, well, it's always came from the defense. Carter Allen scored that goal in the first period. Now Tyler Curry with one, and the defense has had so many more opportunities. Carson Vance has been one of them that has gotten a lot of shots on net, and he's done a great job of keeping possession of the puck and maintaining himself. He's lost balance a couple times, but it's been very impressive to watch him keep the puck and control this game for the Lakers.
So what does that mean for the Oswego offense as a whole looking forward? If they can score from that defensive line and that forward line, how huge is that for the Lakers going forward?
Well, I mean, it's great for the Lakers. Their offense is already high-powered enough, but if you can take great defense, what the Lakers have been doing with Vance, with Allen, with Curry, blocking pucks, and turn that into offense with the defense involved in that play, that's almost impossible to stop if you're any team against the Lakers here. So this is exactly what the Lakers want to see.
Yeah, now, going back to what Plattsburgh did in this period, we took a look at the period summary. We saw that the shots were more even. They're certainly creating more opportunities for themselves. What has gone on with this Plattsburgh offense?
Well, they came out in the second period way more physical than they were in the first period, which helped them. They got a lot more shots created. Their passing has been a little bit better, but they have gotten many more shots, and their offense has started to heat up a little bit. I think that they need to stop being as physical in that third period and maybe try and pass the puck a little bit better and work with what they have to try and get better shots on goal.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more second intermission analysis. You're watching the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. And welcome back to the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. You're watching the second intermission report on WTOP 10. As you can see there, Lakers up 3-0 on the Cardinals. Once again, Michael Gross and Nick Ketter. I'm Brian Rudman. And guys, we talked in the pregame about how big the goalie play was going to be coming into this game. What have we seen between the pipes so far?
Well, very interesting stuff from David Riche. I feel like the defense for the Lakers was almost too good for Riche. He didn't face a lot of shots, and I feel like that kind of made him panic a little bit when he couldn't find the puck in the first period and then early in the second period. But he started to kind of reel himself in. He got a couple easy shots. He handled it. He handled the puck behind the net a few times, made a few easy saves, and I think he's starting to reel that confidence back in. But the real test is going to be this third period. He's been notorious for letting in goals in the third period. We'll see what he can do and how he handles it going forward.
Now, Mike, moving to the other side, Jimmy Parita hasn't been all that we thought he was coming into the game. What have you seen out of him?
No, well, we knew his save percentage was a little low. It was .881 coming into this, and now he's let up 3 goals in 2 periods. He has not looked on par to what he was last year. He's looked sloppy. He's turned shots right in front of net, especially for rebounds. You saw the one for Tyler Curry that went in. Anthony Pissarro, the exact same thing, just in a different spot. He has not looked good. He hasn't been crisp. But you know what? The defense hasn't helped him out as much. They lost those two big guys, Engvall and Weltman, last year in the offseason, and now they're not as big. They're not doing, the defense for Plattsburgh is not doing as good of a job as at protecting Jimmy Carrera.
Now, guys, what are the keys for each of this team? For Oswego to stay ahead, for Plattsburgh to get back into this one?
Well, for Oswego, they got to keep peppering the net, keep creating those odd man opportunities. Jimmy Burritta's struggling in this game, so if you keep throwing shots at him, he doesn't have the defensive help that he needs, they're going to go in. And keep forcing turnovers. A lot of those opportunities are coming off turnovers because Plattsburgh is playing the man first on defense. They're not paying attention to where the puck is, and they're losing puck control, and the Lakers are going to take advantage of that.
Mike, what about Plattsburgh? What do they need to do to get back into it?
Well, I think Plattsburgh needs to dial down the physicality just a little bit and work on possessing the puck. If you possess the puck more, you're going to get better passes and better opportunities to shoot on goal. They haven't had too many of those because they've been focusing on passing. They have been way too physical, and that could give them the loss tonight.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the second intermission report. You're watching the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego on WTOP 10. And welcome back to the intermission report right here on WTOP 10. You're watching the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. Lakers up 3-0. We're now going to send it down to our ringside reporter, James Catato. James, what do you have for us? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Guys, this crowd has been a really great atmosphere for this team. What's been going on?
Well, the crowd has just been fantastic. You can hear behind us a little Living on a Prayer, Sweet Caroline before the break. You can almost feel the intensity and just how much the crowd is in this game. And that's listening to the intermission. I mean, during the game, they have been a huge factor, and it is just so exciting and so energizing to see this crowd.
Well, we had some technical difficulties throwing down to James Catato, our ringside reporter, but we'll take it. The crowd has been incredible. You can hear it right now. We are more than halfway there. We are living on a prayer here in the Perch. It's been an incredible game, and the atmosphere in this building is unlike any other, like we mentioned in the pregame.
Now, how does that crowd feed into this game?
Well, as we said, we talked to the players before this game. They said there's no other environment like it. It is just an awesome environment. You can tell there's freshmen that have been in this game for Plattsburgh, and they are definitely, and they're clearly overwhelmed by the crowd, by the environment. They didn't look like they had much of an offense to start, and I think you can credit a lot of that to this Oswego crowd here and how rowdy they've been.
Yeah, you mentioned the freshmen for Plattsburgh. They didn't know what to expect coming in here, but the Lakers had 24 returners on this team, and they know what the Whiteout's like. So it's so much easier here for the Lakers in this building.
And now we're going to send it down to our ringside reporter, James Catato. James, what do you have for us?
We talked about how crucial a good fan base is in such a rivalry game, and they were just in Sweet Caroline. They were just sitting halfway there, and now look at them. They are hyped. They're waving the towels. They're getting ready for this crucial third period against a really solid Plattsburgh team. The Lakers up 3-0, a really decisive period, a gut check period for the Lakers. Can they keep the lead? We'll have to see. Up to you guys in the press box.
Thank you, James. And again, you look at this environment. It's so tough for these freshmen for the Cardinals. We also look at second-time head coach and first time with the Cardinals in Coach Steve Moffitt. He had 3 years at Castleton, and Luke, he had a little bit of issues over there in Castleton. You know, kind of burning out, wasn't able to do much there.
Yeah, said he kind of tried to do it all in his time with Castleton. Now trying to defer a little bit to his assistant coaches, as you can see. 3 assistant coaches on the bench for Plattsburgh State, so kind of trying to defer that, but just a really tough situation for him in his first year, getting all these freshmen and everything. So it could take a little bit to get the kinks out, but you can see the potential that this young Cardinals team has. They just haven't been able to put it together tonight.
Yeah, and of course it's really difficult to start your season as freshmen with Brockport, Geneseo, now Oswego, 3 of the really premier teams in all of the SUNYAC, as the Lakers, Carter Allen, streaks into the zone here in this third period. Back out in front for Brown. In the crease. Can't get a stick on it, but Broman with it. Back out to Vance. Blocked once more. Fake shot by Allen. He'll throw it into the legs of Draven. And Kuhn looks to flip it the other way. He's got Falanga in front. Kuhn with it now, trying to cut in on Vance. Cardinals go for a change, and it's Kuhn still with the puck. Back out in front, and a great effort by Kuhn there. Back out now is Passero at the red line for Broman. He's got Brown as well alongside him. Cutting to the front of the net. Spins back around. Pizzo guarding him in the boards, but Passero's the open man behind him. Kind of walks right into Pizzo, but gets to Brown. Or Broman shot, blocked by Pareda, and still out and loose, and Pizzo looks to clear.
Yeah, good job by Plattsburgh State there to get back. They tried to have a little bit of a rush on offense, but it was Pizzo that led the charge back on defense, got in traffic. Could have been a good opportunity for the Lakers, but it was shut down by this Cardinals defense. They've remained strong throughout the beginning of this third period.
Pizzo harassing McMillan, fires it in, and the Trelowitz will go to work on the forecheck. Molinaro trying to pick up, can't do so. Instead, it's left for Thomas. The Lakers trying to evade the pressure here and momentarily do so as they get it back to the point. Dahl keeping it in once more, and Zizek's got a step. Zizek in on Arujo. Arujo back over in front, and Sullivan can't get a stick on it. Molinaro with the shot now. Just going wide as Ovchinnikov picking up behind his own net.
What an opportunity there by Josh Zizek. The captain had the opportunity and a great pass, just couldn't get through to Jody Sullivan.
Sullivan trying to punch it in and does so as Zizek picks up at the half wall. Back out in front, deflected off by Pareda, and it looks like the Cardinals are going the other way with it now. Abulahan has Alden with him now. Alden can't corral that one as Curry does a good job with his stick. As Abulahan loses it to Sullivan behind the net. Sullivan trying to exit and just gets so, but the Cardinals regain possession. The Cardinals Alden with it here. Losing it to Molinaro, who just gets possession and steps by Middleton. Back over for Emerson. Hesitates. He's got Curry. Meets him in the slot. Toe dragging, a great play by Alden. And it's a 3-on-2 the other way. Alden's got Abulahana and alongside with him and Hogg. And a great play by Carter Allen. Sits down Abulahana. And now it's a 2-on-1 the other way. 3-on-1. Fletcher. Back to Emerson. To Curry, and a great play by Middleton. Going down, playing the body on the line. Pareda can't find the puck. And the Cardinals will fire it back to Allen and out of the zone.
What a veteran play there by Middleton. Gets back, lays down the body, sacrifices in front of the net, and doesn't allow anything to get to his goaltender.
Spin cuts behind the net, in on Hogg. Back out in front, but Hale picking it up and out of danger. Back the other way is DeFelice on Vance. Forces Vance to turn around, but he's got to step on DeFelice anyway. Great job playing the body as Vance just gets rid of it before he trips over DeFelice. Back out in front for Lawson. Glove save, rebound. And the Lakers just clear it out to the red line.
What a fantastic save there by David Riche. Didn't secure the glove, but a great job to get his glove up there. That was a great opportunity for Plattsburgh State. Keeping the pressure on, down 3 goals. They've got to get a quick one.
And if you're Riche, you want to glove that down, but a good job at least getting a glove on it, I should say, as there was a rebound left out in front, as Novik picking it up and enters the zone onside. Fires a shot just wide. Looked like it was deflected by an active stick of a Cardinal, and Pizzo looks to go the other way with it now. Really strong on his stick was Novik winning that puck battle over to his D partner with McMillan. McMillan to Scorpio, losing that one as Sutton recoils in his own end. To Lawson, trying to pick up steam as he heads down the ice. He's got Falanga and Draven alongside him. And Falanga in on the forecheck alongside McMillan. He'll pick up that one. Calling for a Sutton shot. What a block by Mike Gillespie. Diving as the puck exits the zone.
Yeah, great job there by a forward in Gillespie to really sacrifice his body out there. A great block to exit the zone.
Looking for Gillespie was McMillan and just couldn't quite get on him as Draven picks it up and is stood up at the line. Michael Gillespie now with it here at his own end. Trying to evade Falanga as he walks right through the crease. LeBlanc trying to get it to Novik, can't corral it. And Lakers still managed to come up with possession as the Cardinals were off for a change. LeBlanc, forward battle alongside Kuhn. DeFelice in there as well, and instead it's going to be Christian Thomas who comes away with it. Got average on the point, but he's going to fire a shot on net. Rebound out in front. One save, another, and the Lakers just able to clear and slow to get up is Ryan Kuhn as the net was dislodged here with 15:21 left to go in the game.
A lot of traffic in front of the net there. We'll see on the replay there. It looked like it was Joe Draven, Ryan Kuhn right in there in the mix. You see Draven trying to push it forward. Looked like Kuhn actually some friendly fire toppled over him and knocked the net. So that's why we had the stoppage in play. But you know, Plattsburgh's really come out in these first 5 minutes playing with desperation, and Oswego State really has to match that desperation if they want to keep this lead at 3 goals.
Most certainly, and Luke, we talked earlier about the need for teams to get inside position by the crease, and the Cardinals did just that. If you're the Lakers, you've got 2 bodies in front of the net, neither of which getting inside position could have led to a goal. And there's another chance here, puck on the ice, and the Lakers just unable to clear as it's Hogg keeping it in. Hogg fires a shot, deflects wide. Arujo now with it now behind the net. Brown battling alongside him. McMillan there as well. Max Novick joining the action there alongside Trelowitz as the Cardinals trying to regain possession in the offensive zone. LeBlanc's got to meet Chris Thomas at the boards. Thomas and LeBlanc comes away with it. Behind his own net now, Trelowitz with the forecheck. Forces the turnover shot. Great save by Riche on the turnaround fire.
Yeah, this is not the third period I think the Lakers envisioned or wanted coming out of the break, and we saw it last week against Portland where the Lakers were just a little slow, especially in their defensive end, but David Riche has done a great job avoiding the second opportunities and standing strong with his positioning, because last weekend, those were 2 goals he probably wanted back, maybe the second one not as much, but at the same time, those were 2 goals that the Lakers allowed in the third period. So important for them to keep the puck out of the net early on, try to stop any momentum that Plattsburgh has, because they've really gained some in these first 5 minutes.
The Cardinals sending out Hale, DeFelice, and Lawson, this third line for them, but they've seen some pretty good offensive opportunities. Lawson, of course, a couple of years ago, scoring the game-winning goal, the only goal in that 2018 whiteout that really hurt the Lakers. Their second loss of the season, the first to Potsdam, of course, in Suniac play just 2 years ago as the Lakers trying to regain possession in the neutral zone, but instead the Cardinals look to get it in deep. DeFelice looking for it behind the net, but Riche will gobble that one up with 14:26 remaining here. Lakers lead 3-0, and for the Lakers, you haven't had much offensive opportunities in the last couple shifts.
Yeah, they haven't. And the one thing is when you come in with a 3-0 lead in the third period, you almost expect a more defensive effort, and they really haven't been that strong on defense to start.
And for the Cardinals, of course, you're pushing so much. For the Lakers, on the other hand, you're just trying to sit back and defend the waves. Lakers momentarily win the draw back behind the net, but instead it's Kyle with it. Over for Lawson. Kyle now fires a shot high, and a good save by Riche, angling that one down as Araujo gets over Middleton. Fires a shot blocked by Curry, and the rebound bounced out to Kirkby. Now it's the Reds into the neutral zone as Araujo fires it in, and Alden, the first one on that one. Riche back in his net, lost his net as he had to hurry back, but Kirkby able to just get it over to Pissarro as the Lakers try to exit the zone.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too aggressive there by Riche, playing that puck behind the net. Almost led to an empty net goal for Plattsburgh State.
Kirkby losing his skates, but Broman picks it up, looking for Pissarro, and just a sloppy pass a couple feet behind Pissarro as Kirkby looks to dump it in to enter the zone, and he does so. Lakers go off for a full-sail line change.
Yeah, Broman just a missed opportunity there. Probably should have dumped it off a little bit closer, instead tried to go across the ice to Pissarro, and Pissarro just wasn't in a good position for that pass.
Palanga picks up the puck as Draven and Allen were battling along the boards. And another hit by Draven on Allen as Vance's leg keeps it back behind the net. Carter Allen looks to go the other way with it. Isaac over for Sullivan. He's got some time and space. Molinaro alongside him 2-on-2. Molinaro cuts the middle of the ice. Shot just goes wide. Parita, great position at the top of his crease there.
What a nifty move there by Molinaro. Had the little toe tap, tried to get it back to his forehand and just missed the net there, but Parita, good job to maintain position. Didn't let that one sneak past his upper shoulder.
Pizzo, losing that one as the Lakers regain possession behind Parita. Sullivan back out to the point for Carter Allen. Fires it back in deep as there's no shooting lane there, and Carson Vance will pick it up as he tucks in behind the net. Zizek with it now. Cuts looking for the front. He'll find Molinaro at the point. Shot, save, rebound, covered up by Parita. And a great job by the Cardinals blocking the forwards of the Oswego State Lakers.
Yeah, great job blocking, a great job to kind of give enough vision for Parita to make that save. Josh Zizek was trying to sneak behind it, but a really great job with that left leg pad of Parita to cover up, and then obviously the save. So Parita stood strong here in this third period because, I mean, a 4-goal lead is basically game over for this Plattsburgh team, so staying strong on defense.
Spink wins that one back as Emerson tied up his man at the face-off, and he'll leave it for Fletcher. Spink behind the net now. Max Novick trying to creep in there, but instead he'll back away as Fletcher comes away with it. For Novick at the circle now. Loses the handle on that one, and he'll meet Araujo behind the net, but Emerson picks it up as well. Back out in front, looking for a chance with Spink, but it's the other way now, 3-on-2. Ovchinnikov, he's got Araujo alongside him as well. Ovchinnikov shot, glove save by Riche, and no rebound there.
Yeah, and I don't think the Lakers are too happy with how that play ended either. Araujo kind of came flying in, might have clipped Riche. Riche gave him a little shove, but clearing up everything. But man, David Riche, we'll see on the replay here. He's been really fantastic so far. You see the good rush and a good chance by Ovchinnikov, but Riche stays strong and a great use of the glove there, gobbles it up and then says, "Get off me, Matt Araujo."
Yeah, and Araujo just crashed into the net like he's taught at a very young age, but for the Lakers, this rivalry, when you get a chance to give a little blow the other way, you might as well take it. as the Lakers clear the other end of the ice. Vance with it alongside Gillespie. Vance back out in front, off the crossbar on a weird bounce, and Kirkby had center point shot. Big save by Parita.
That might have been the weirdest goal of all time if Vance was able to get that in. He kind of made a rush, backhanded it, and then it got tipped up, took a weird bounce, somehow ended up hitting the crossbar. But man, Carson Vance, that speed down the side, and really his ability to play defense and offense. You see him kind of chuckling as he goes back to the Lakers bench.
Yeah, this ice, especially in this end where Oswego State attacks twice, has been very chippy. A lot of bouncing pucks, as you see it right there. Just able to corral the puck back to Curry now, and had Kirkby on a one-timer, but a good active stick by Mitch Hale to avoid that one. Kirkby losing it to Middleton now. Hale with it trying to escape the zone, is able to do so with DeFelice. He's got Lawson as well. Hesitating is DeFelice. Fired in right to Curry, and he looks to find Gillespie, but can't do so. No ice there as Middleton's back to pick it up. Gillespie on the forecheck. Leaves it for Dahl. Dahl over to Hale, but intercepted by that one as Curry momentarily, but now it's a potential 3-on-2 the other way. Back over for Hale. Hale on his off wing. Shot save. Rebound back in front. Middleton with it. Just missing the net. Riche on his back. Dahl with it now. Calling for it out in front are the Cardinals. And Tyler Curry couldn't get his stick free of the net. No harm, no foul there as the Lakers can reset as the puck's behind their own net. Middleton with an out point. Shot. Just goes up and out of play with 10:54 remaining in this third period, and that might have been the Cardinals' best shot for a goal.
Yeah, it sure was. There was just so much traffic. You see David Riche now maybe a little bit slow to get up as he's kind of making his way to his feet, and now it looks like the Lakers are going to get a second look at him, and that would be just such a big blow to this team. Riche has been so solid tonight, especially recently. You see him kind of take that glove off as Allen now crowding around him. So you hope he's okay for this Lakers team, but a great sequence there by David Riche to keep the puck out of the net. As we see on the replay here, Riche just tries to stay in good position and then tilts backwards, you'll see here on the replay right there, and just kind of lands awkwardly on the skate of, I believe that was Derek Brown in front of the net, and now the trainer is out to check on Riche. So just an awkward fall there by the goaltender.
Yeah, at first it looked like Riche was flexing his left leg when he fell back. That left leg still on the ice, kind of is parallel to the ice, and he kicked back up. And you saw a play like that with Andre Vasilevsky in the playoffs a couple years ago for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Looked much uglier than it is, and it looks like Cedric Hansen warming up down by the Lakers bench. So, but at the same time, Riche looks to be okay as the training staff gets back to the bench here. And for Riche, he's again flexing that left leg, so that might be the issue there.
I think it'd really take a lot to get David Riche out of this game. Obviously, his senior year, whiteout weekend, the crowd's going to give him a ton of support. They obviously love him at Oswego State, and really a great game by Riche. Hasn't faced a ton of shots, but everyone he's seen, he's been in good position, and that was probably the best chance and opportunity for the Cardinals.
Yeah, if you're the Lakers, the only way you get him off the ice if he's kicking and screaming and throwing fists to get off this ice. He's not going anywhere. Loves to play in front of this home crowd. Really excited for this game. Speaking to him on Wednesday and Thursday, is Alden losing the faceoff to the Lakers. Emerson. Alden back out in front, and a good active stick by Carter Allen to push that away from the danger zone. Emerson, board battle with Alden. Back to point for Pizzo. Fires a shot, and an easy save by Riche. But his leg kind of chicken wings out there on the save.
Yeah, it looked like Hunter Alden was the guy that probably should have been there a step sooner, because we could see that shot from up here perfectly. It just fluttered right to Riche. No traffic in front of the net. But again, good job by Riche, but also a good job by this Lakers defense, kind of clearing Plattsburgh, towards the far boards instead of allowing them to get those second and third opportunities.
Abulhana losing the faceoff once more. Alden and Kyle out there, that second freshman line as well, as it's Derek Brown picking up the puck for the Lakers. Along the half wall, battle with Alden. The rest of his teammates and Kyle get there as well. Instead, the Lakers just able to exit the zone as Broman. And instead, Carson Vance will pick it up. He's got a couple legs on him with a great speed. Instead, he'll tuck it in. Smart play as Parita fires around the net. Back around by Alden. He's got Kyle. He's got some speed one-on-one with Allen. Well, he'll shuffle a pass on or a shot on and missing the net. Vance on the rebound. Broman there as well. And now we've got another board battle along the half wall. Pissarro, dangerous pass out in front, but no one home for the Cardinals as Brown looks to go the other way with it. Stretch pass for Broman, gets a touch on it, no ice, but can't corral it as Parita slows things down.
Yeah, you mentioned a very risky pass there by Pissarro. Kind of spun it right in front of the net, but no one home there for Plattsburgh State.
Abulhana's pass is intercepted, and Zizek's got a break one-on-one. Sullivan alongside with him. Toe drag through the leg shot, and a great save by Perito. Zizic using Hogg as a screen, but a really great stop by Perito on that one as McMillan fires it in deep.
Yeah, good job by Hogg. He maintained position, didn't get the block, but a good job to just kind of deflect that.
Shanking a shot, I should say, is Molinaro. And a decent chance by him, but Kuhn back the other way now. Molinaro on him. Forces him along the walls, knocks him down, and Novik the other way with it. 3-on-2, and Zizic and Sullivan. The crowd giving them, and instead a tough pass by Novik as Sutton intercepting that one to negate the opportunity.
Yeah, it looked like Molinaro might have got dragged down before. I think that's the call the crowd wanted. They're not happy with the no call there.
And it looks like they're not a penalty call in the league, but maybe an offside as the referee's arm was up, or the linesman, I should say, as it looks like there's going to be an icing here with 8:53 to go here in this whiteout game. Lakers lead 3-0, and really a back-and-forth game here in this third period.
Yeah, it really has been. The pace really picked up after those first few minutes of the first period. And as we look at the replay here, I think this is the chance here this is a chance here by Plattsburgh State. And Molinaro ties him up, and then you see after the play, yep, definitely grabbed there by the skate. And that's a call. That's just a frustration effort there by Plattsburgh State, and that's something you usually would see called.
Yeah, usually I think it might have been missed by the referee, and clearly a blatant, not a cheap shot, but certainly a play, kind of a sneaky little jab there to slow things up for the Lakers as the Cardinals have a board battle here of their own. Kuhn along there, Sutton winning it for the Cardinals off of LeBlanc, but he can't escape the zone as Curry blocks that one down, and they'll call a hand pass on Tyler Curry here with 8:29 rather left to go in this third period. Again, Lakers up 3-0 here on WTOP 10.
Yeah, and with 8:30 remaining here, we'll see if the Lakers kind of, not calm down, but you'll see if they'll settle in a little bit more. These last couple minutes have been very hectic. See if maybe they sit back a little bit, but Plattsburgh State here, you've got to put some type of pressure on, and obviously it's very difficult with how strong this Lakers defense and especially David Riche have played, but you've got to start getting bodies and getting pucks towards the net because they're just running out of time here.
Thomas, Trelowitz, and Ovchinnikov out there for the Cardinals on the offensive as they fire a puck in on Riche, who will just have to cover things up as Ovchinnikov is the first man in there for both sides. So a defensive zone face-off for the Lakers here. A team that's been very solid in their defensive zone, but again, this Plattsburgh team does such a good job with those set pieces off the face-offs. And the Lakers, on the other hand, they've struggled with that tremendously the last couple of years.
Yeah, they have. This is almost looks exactly like that situation where Cortland was able to hammer one home past Riche, and we'll see if Riche can stay on his toes here off the face-off.
Looking to win the puck back for Hogg was what looked to be Christian Thomas, but he was unable to do so as the Lakers get the quick clear. Travis Broman just staying on side, but Araujo picking up the puck, the bouncing puck on him instead. Lakers unable to keep it in as Vance recoils in his own end. Looks for Casero, but instead finds Hogg as Hogg loses the puck to Ovchinnikov. Ovchinnikov knocked down, no call there, and it sets Brown the other way 1-on-4. Derek Brown will decide to reset and recoil as it looks like the Lakers are trying to either reset or go for a line change. Vance over to Carter Allen with it now. Casero trying to chip it in, can't do so. Good job manning the line with Ryan Hogg. Back the other way is Araujo. He's got Thomas and Trelowitz as well. Back out for Thomas. Back out in front. And a great chance by Trelowitz. He's unable to put the stick on it.
Yeah, great opportunity there. Hogg and also Araujo, they've worked really well together as a D pairing, even with Hogg being a freshman. He's been very impressive. And like I said, some impressive freshmen on this team, just unable to find the back of the net so far for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's Casero up the other way with it now. He's got Fletcher in, so he'll just dump it in and go off for a line change. It's Fletcher looking to forecheck against Pizzo. Instead, Hale will pick it up momentarily. He's got deep fleece as well, but Thomas picking up his pocket picked as Novik will fire it in as the Lakers touch up for the offside. Perito leaving it from Araujo as he starts to reset things here with Pizzo now. Pizzo through the zone to Lawson. Evades a hit by one man, but can't do it to the second as Emerson picks up the puck, entering the zone. He'll be knocked down by Lawson.
A lot of neutral zone play here in this third period, which is really not accustomed to seeing, especially from the Lakers. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to push it, maybe get one more goal going down towards the student section.
And for the Lakers, you want to kind of clog up that neutral zone as well, and that's why you're seeing a lot of that back and forth there. But for the Cardinals, it seems like they're getting a lot of rushes. They just can't find what to pull them home.
Yeah, the rushes have been a lot stronger, kind of not really going for those stretch passes, but they're just some miscommunications. I mean, that happens with a young team. Only a third game of the season, still a lot of time to grow.
Yeah, now it's Gillespie down the wing. Shot, save, rebound. Again, Gillespie with it. Perita can't hug the post, but a good job by him getting his skate up against the post to make that save as it's Alden the other way. Alden back for Pizzo. Can't find him. It's Kirkby and Gillespie the other way. We've got Solo there as well alongside LeBlanc. Gillespie with it for LeBlanc. Shot blocked up high off what looked to be Kyle. hit him right in the head. LeBlanc with it now. Curry calling for it. Slow to get off the ice was Kyle, as it's Curry back to the circle. Shot saved. Rebound out in front. Kirkby can't make the stop. And Draven fast back on the ice in favor of Kyle. And the Cardinals look to go the other way now. Draven alongside Alden. Drop back to Sutton. Shot lit up as LeBlanc knocks him down. And the Lakers have to go the other way with it now. End of their shift is Kirkby. He's got Curry and Solo too. Curry's shot just goes wide. It looks like we've got a penalty of sorts on the play, and they're going to call a holding, and we'll send it down to James, our sideline reporter here with 5:28 to go.
Thanks, guys. It's been a really physical game up to this point, a classic Plattsburgh-Oswego rivalry. But we saw goaltender David Richer. I'm currently behind the Oswego net, and we saw goaltender David Richer kind of gingerly moving around, stretching in between the dead pucks. We don't know. We don't want to speculate whether, it could be something injury-related. But one thing's for certain, the way he's been playing tonight, he definitely deserves a rest. And there's been a couple of players on Plattsburgh that have gotten hit with the injury bug too. Number 8, Kyle on Plattsburgh, had to skate off the ice a little gingerly too. So definitely a really physical game between two teams that really want this win. But as of right now, it's all Lakers. Back to you guys.
Thank you, James. And of course, the first back-to-back of the season, you might see Cedric Hansen get his first regular season action tomorrow night against Potsdam. And Potsdam's a team that kind of upsets a couple guys. Tied Geneseo, I believe, which was, I don't say an upset, but a real big shock is Potsdam was not a team that's expected to make the playoffs.
Right, have to avoid kind of that Saturday almost hangover effect from playing such a high leverage, high energy game against Plattsburgh State. But we'll see if this Plattsburgh State power play can get some kind of offense going. Just 5 minutes left to score 3 goals.
And for the Cardinals, you have to balance playing defensively on this penalty kill and also trying to attack with about 1:30 left on this power play. You're not leaving yourself much time to score 3 goals to tie this game up.
Yeah, and Oswego State, we'll see how they manage this power play. Plattsburgh State's been controlling the puck early on because they just have to. I mean, even down a man, they have to get some shots on net. And we'll see if Oswego State tries to put one home and put another. I mean, it was a 4-0 game last season, so we'll see if they can get a power play goal here.
Lawson trying to win the puck back for Draven, can't do so, as the Lakers will sit back here and try to reset something here, as the Cardinals not as aggressive on this penalty kill as we'd expect. Comfortable more or less sitting back, trying to avoid giving up a goal rather than trying to go get one down 3-0 as Zize picks up the puck at the blue line. Vance has no problem throwing it in deep for Pissarro, trying to find Broman, can't do so, and now the Cardinals have a rush the other way. Sutton with it here, the defenseman cutting in deep on Vance. Throws the puck on net, and Richer will gobble that one up. And a quick whistle there by the referee with 4:24 left to go here in this game and in this third period. 56 left on the power play.
Yeah, great job by Jake Sutton there. He's the guy that's really good going both ways, very smart with the puck, and a good job there. He saw the opportunity to go 3-on-2, 3-on-3 the other way, and now a face-off down in the Oswego State end. So good job by Plattsburgh State to flip the ice there.
Liam Lawson, Draven, Dahlin, Middleton, the foursome for the Cardinals on this draw. They lose it, but they'll try to forecheck and maintain some possession here in the Oswego State end. Oswego clears it momentarily as Brown trying to get it back to Fletcher, and he does so with 45 seconds left to go here in the power play and about 4:15 left to go in the game. You've got to wonder when Moffitt decides to pull his goaltender after this penalty expires. Gillespie now with it, puts it in front. Emerson with a chance, barrels into Parita, but no shot there for the Lakers. Fletcher can't keep it, can't enter the zone as Emerson was offside, and they'll reset behind their own net.
That was a really smart play by Colton Fletcher. Just flip it back to the goaltender, reset. Really not trying to get a power play goal. It doesn't matter at this point, just trying to kill some clock.
Gillespie back out in front for Brown. Circles back behind the net. He's got Fletcher at the point. Brown hesitates at the half wall as the Lakers sit here with it, trying to get the puck to move. Over and Emerson skates on the back door. No angle for Gillespie as the power play expires. And Carter Allen fires shots. No goal is called. Looked like it went off the back post or the crossbar, and now the Cardinals look to exit the zone, and they do so. Kuhn with it here. He's out of Chinnikov and Abulahan as well. Kuhn, back to Abulahan, shot. What a save by Richer! Kicks the leg out, and the crowd gives him a warm welcome. Arujo losing it to Zizek. And the Lakers will clear the zone here with 3 minutes left to go, or just about, in this third period.
Are you kidding me, David Richer? What a good job there, staying in the butterfly. Kicks the pad. It looks like Carter Allen might have been a step slow to get back, arguing that his shot was a goal, but Richer paying attention, head on the swivel, and he's really earned, 3 minutes ago, he could have earned this shutout, a second straight on Whiteout.
Back out shot, save, or block maybe. Back out again for the Cardinals, and DeFelice can't pull the triggers. It's Sullivan coming away with it. Over for Zizek. Zizek trying to chip it ahead in front of Hogg, but a good job maintaining the line, as it could have been an odd man rush the other way for the Lakers had Hogg not done that. Board battle here behind the net as Parita falls while he's coming to the ice, and the Lakers might have a chance. Zizek with it now, heard a whistle, and it looks like DeFelice giving a shove to Vance. Back and forth, the two wrestling to the ground, ref trying to separate them. And finally they'll do so as DeFelice's helmet comes off, Now it's Allen pushing and shoving with his man as well. His man over there was Mitch Hale. So a couple freshmen getting in on this rivalry.
I think if you're Oswego State here, you try to skate away. Obviously the tensions are high, but already up 3-0, you want to avoid penalties at all costs.
And Gosick talking about discipline for his team in that exhibition. It was really the mainstay. And right there, I don't want to say it's undisciplined because you're kind of goaded into a couple penalties, but had the whistle not stopped, the Lakers had a great chance the other way on the empty net.
Yeah, they did. Parita really stumbled, and you see Gosick looking on there. So it looks like two men going to the box for both teams here.
Yeah, and from what that appears to be, right now 3-on-3. And we'll call some sort of a timeout here as both teams go in and the referee's trying to discuss what happened there. And from what I really saw, it seemed like two pairs of two battling out in front. No really power play should be awarded for either side, as it was kind of a 2-and-2 action.
Yeah, it looked like DeFelice was the guy that really started it with Carson Vance. Vance looked like at first he didn't really want to get too involved, but after you kind of get that shove to the head area, obviously there's going to be some retaliation there. And right now it looks like Zizek left the box, so two Plattsburgh Cardinals in the box. But as you said, Matt, I'm expecting, Carson Vance is in the box there for the Lakers. So right now 2 in the box for the Cardinals, 1 for the Lakers. We'll see what happens with Josh Zizek. It looks like he's being instructed to go back to the box.
Yeah, so it looks like it's 2-and-2. DeFelice and Hale, and for the Lakers, it's Zizek and Vance, as you alluded to, Luke. And kind of when you're the Cardinals here, you got an offensive zone face-off. Are you pulling Parita right away, or are you waiting to win the draw?
I think you pull him. You have to get those numbers. I mean, it looks like we're going to say 5-on-5. We'll see how they sort everything out here. But, yeah, you have to pull the goaltender. Parita's still in net right now for the Cardinals. Surprised he's not a part of that huddle that's going on in front of the bench there as Riche tosses someone's stick that got caught up on his end.
Yeah, and if you're the Cardinals, you might want to keep Parita out there on the ice. They have a really putrid face-off percentage. I believe it's in the 40s. At what seems to be 41% in their first 2 games of the season. And granted, you're playing against 2 very talented teams in Geneseo and Rockport, but you've got to be better on the face-off dots, especially if you want to pull your goaltenders early with 2:15 to go.
Yeah, you don't want to lose the face-off here, especially if they do this. It looks like they're going to keep Parita in net, which, as you said, Matt, probably a smart decision in terms of losing face-off, but I mean, it's 2:15 to go, and I don't know if there's much of a difference between losing game 4-0 and 3-0. I say you keep the pressure up, pull the goaltender, especially if the face-off is down on the Oswego State end, but it looks like they might face off at center ice.
Yeah, it looks like what's setting up, and you look at Parita, and he's had a game that is better than the stats show in most cases. You know, you look at the goals that he's given up. One was off a face-off that's really tough to stop. Pissarro picking up the puck off of a Brown pass, and there's not much he can do there. That second goal, a 4-on-3 with Carter Allen, that second wave of attack from that back end, can't really make a stop there. And for Parita, 3 games, he hasn't looked great. He needs to kind of step up, sort of like what you saw him do last year. A team that kind of generated or allowed a lot of shots, but he was right there every single time, like you saw 2 years ago against the Lakers.
Yeah, he hasn't been stellar these first 3 games, and Oswego State hasn't. I mean, they've generated a lot more chances than Plattsburgh State, but nothing to the extent of, say, last week against Cortland. So, you know, it hasn't been a ton of opportunities, but capitalizing 3 times already. And I think this is a game that Jimmy Parita wishes he performed a little bit better, but again, hung out to dry also a couple of times.
We'll skate 5 aside here with 2 men in the box for each team. Again, that's Hale alongside DeFelice and Zizek and Vance. As the Lakers momentarily win the draw, but instead it's Hogg up the other way for the Cardinals. Parita's still in his net as they haven't quite made the sign. Instead, he's going to rush to the net now. Lakers looking to clear the zone. Just able to do so with Sullivan. Extra man out there for the Cardinals. And a good job by Kyle to get it. But Sullivan, length of the ice, no good. As it should be an icing and will be as he fires it across on the wrong side of the red line. And if your coach goes, it gets nitpicky and small, but you want to hit the red line first to avoid the icing.
Yeah, you do, and there it's kind of a risk versus reward situation. Obviously, the reward would be an empty net goal for Sullivan. Always nice to pad the stats, but the risk there, you ice it, you can't line change, and now the face-off down in front of David Riche. So, as you said, Matt, nitpicky, but that's something that Coach Gosick wants to see his players avoid.
Kuhn there for the face-off for the Cardinals, wins it back to Kyle. as he gets to Arujo. Arujo with a shot blocked in front, looking for the rebound or the Cardinals, and the Lakers come away with it and just exit the zone. Arujo with it now. Backtracking for Pizzo. Pizzo firing it back and across, but Pissarro intercepts, gets a shot on net, and just trickling through. A block by Arujo might have saved that one, as Sullivan gets it back, firing out behind the net. Can't put that one home, and we'll call a hand pass here on the Lakers. And I'm not quite sure where they're calling for the faceoff to go, but it probably should be in the neutral zone here with a minute 29 left to go.
I think they might have gotten Plattsburgh State on that hand pass as they're now skating towards the Plattsburgh State zone with now Paredes going to come back on the ice. So that's actually a big, not necessarily break for the Lakers, but more of a breakdown by Plattsburgh State. You can't have that hand pass because now face-off down in their own end, and they lose that extra attacker.
Yeah, and for the Cardinals, if you lose this face-off, you would see this Oswego State team killing off a couple of minutes, not even a couple minutes, but a couple of seconds on a forecheck as you see Spink jumping on it here. Already 10 seconds ticking off from the opening face-off of this opportunity. Spink losing the puck here with about a minute 20 to go. And a great stop by Novik as the Cardinals had some speed. Parita off the ice, shanking the shot, Draven another one. And the Lakers just able to clear. It's Gillespie going the length of the ice, but Pizzo will pick it up to avoid the icing. About a minute left to go here. Extra skater for the Cardinals. Ovchinnikov on the off ball, but can't get it. So it's Arujo back at the red line. Arujo firing in deep. First on that is Max Novik, but Kyle joining him alongside there for the Cardinals. Spink battle alongside the boards with Draven. Draven picking it up. Looking for Hogg. Just barely gets it to him, and Arujo picks it up. Great block by Gillespie on Arujo. Another shot, or rather wiring it back around the net. But Kuhn back out in front. No chance there. Hogg waiting for it. Gets to Arujo. Back out for Draven. Hogg with it now. Center point. Wait, shot. Save. Just goes wide, and Arujo picking up at the circle. Shanks a shot as Spink was on him. Back out in front. No one can find it. In the skates, Novik. Riche just swatting it away. Now 20 seconds left to go. The crowd raining down up 3-0. It looks like the Lakers might have this one as Arujo gets it back at point. Trying to clear it is McMillan. Spink gets it to Gillespie. He's got the blue line, fires it up, and just on the net as Arujo picks it up, and with about 2 seconds left, the Lakers will win 3-0. Their second whiteout victory in as many years.
Yeah, and a great job by Oswego State. They used the crowd to their advantage. They didn't get those nitpicky penalties, and a really solid 60 minutes of hockey for this Oswego State team. I think that Coach Gosick is going to be a little bit more pleased than the effort they had last weekend. A really team effort on both ends for Oswego State tonight. Yeah, and for Gillespie, slow to get to that handshake line. Looked like he blocked a couple of shots, gassed at the end of his shift. But of course, a win like that cures all pains as the Lakers go up 2-0. And of course, you've got Coach Gosick and Coach Steve Moffitt, two guys that really entered the ranks of head coaching in SUNYAC in a similar fashion. Gosick, a longtime assistant here with Oswego State, and Moffitt, 16 years at Plattsburgh. Yeah, and an 0-3 start to the career of Steve Moffitt, but just a tough situation to inherit, obviously. 12 freshmen, 10 of which were in the lineup tonight, so just so many moving pieces on this Cardinals team. An 0-3 start is not ideal, but again, it's early, and that game against Cortland tomorrow for the Cardinals is oh so important. Right, for the Cardinals, they looked pretty good here in the second and third period, I should say. A little slow out of the gate, but in that second and third, they really revved up the play, I should say. And I think one of the biggest issues for this Plattsburgh State team is where are you going to find your scoring? It's been really tough for them. Now, 2 goals through 3 games obviously is not ideal, and the freshmen have looked good, but again, you've got to put the puck in the back of the net, and that's where the Cardinals struggled. But for David Riche, 2 years in a row, a shutout victory on Whiteout weekend, and you have to know that Riche has to be happy with his performance tonight because he was tested a few times, especially down the stretch. Yeah, and you kind of talk about this Plattsburgh team and scoring last year, only scoring 70 goals through 27 games, which didn't seem to be like a lot. But you look at their conference scoring, and they scored 50 and 16. This is a team that lost a lot of scoring through their senior class. And another one to look at is Rich McCartney. Didn't get to play tonight, hasn't played yet this season. He's the guy that was looking to get back to his freshman year where he was leading the team in points. Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see when these two teams meet in the second semester in Plattsburgh State to see where both teams are at, because this is a Plattsburgh State team that does have the talent. It's just about finding that cohesion and finding something in terms of offensive rhythm.
Right, and as for the Lakers, you look at a guy like David Risha, he looked excellent tonight once more, and he's a guy that you really want to see have these stellar games. You know, dating back to last weekend against Portland, didn't look incredible, did his job well enough, but this is the kind of game, this is the marquee game that he needs to have more often.
Yeah, great job by David Risha. He made a couple of big saves. Down the stretch, the one that comes to mind is the one he made with the leg pad. Great job by David Risha. We'll see if Cedric Hansen is the guy in between the pipes tomorrow night against Potsdam.
Yeah, and they named David Risha the first star of the game as the team huddles around him, the second star Carter Allen. And really, again, it's understated how important good goaltending is, especially in Division III.
Yeah, it sure is. And again, a great effort from David Risha, but a really good job, I thought, tonight by the Lakers defense, clearing the puck out, not allowing too many second and third opportunities, but when those opportunities were there, Risha really shut the door.
And of course, Oswego State winning 3-0. We're going to take a quick break here on WTOP 10, Hockey Night in Oswego. When we come back, the post-game show with Brian Rudman, Nick Ketter, and Mike Gross. But first, you know, we've got to talk about this team looking forward to Potsdam. How can they avoid that that hangover?
Yeah, it is definitely going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, and again, you look against Potsdam, they're a team that kind of not struggled out of the gate. But we're going to send it down to James Catados with our first star of the game, David Risha. James, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with your first star of the game, David Risha. Rish, a shutout for Whiteout. How does it feel?
It's insane. It's awesome. In front of all these fans, it's a dream come true.
Now, it looked as though in the last period that you kind of had a bit of an injury. You were struggling with something. Was that true, and what's bothering you if so?
What's bothering me a little bit for maybe 2 minutes. After that was fine. My D fell on my heels. Kind of felt it a little bit for 5 minutes. After that was fine.
What does it say about this team to be able to rally around you even when you're not feeling it 110% and that defense is able to stay so solid?
That's huge. That's huge for us. I feel like when Plattsburgh got some momentum at the end of the game, they came prepared. We stepped up. I mean, for example, the big box shot by Gilly at the end of the third, that's huge. That's what we need, and guys came prepared today.
Last thing I'll ask you, David, where do you go from here, right? Because Whiteout so early on in the season, where do you go from here in your mind?
We go to the moon. It's a senior year for all of us. I mean, half the team is our senior year. We go to the moon this year. I mean, this win shows our character, and we go from there, and we don't lose this year. That's our goal.
Awesome. You heard the prediction. Thanks, David. Back to you guys. And welcome back to the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. You're watching the post-game show on WTOP 10. It's the Lakers getting a 3-0 victory over the Plattsburgh Cardinals. Once again, Michael Gross, Nick Ketter, I'm Brian Rudman. Guys, this was just a great game for the Lakers. How'd they get it done today?
Well, we'll take a look at the game summary in just a moment, but a 3-0 win. Dominant offense, a lot of shots, 29 on goal compared to a 25 from Plattsburgh. And power plays still, neither team could find the goal on the power play. Plenty of opportunities, but nothing doing for either one of them. Oswego just had the little bit of edge on the face-off, but all in all, the Lakers were the better team today.
Yeah, Nick, what'd you see? How'd the Lakers get it going, especially on the offensive side?
Well, it was a close game on the stat sheet there, but it wasn't as close in the gameplay overall. The defensive players were able to play offensively. A lot of offensive opportunities created for the Lakers. They were just able to create havoc in front of Jimmy Parita, and it was kind of a nightmare for him between the crowd, between the quick offense, between the quick play of a lot of players like Josh Isaac, like Carson Vance, like Travis Broman, and Tyler Curry creating opportunities for this Lakers team. It was just an all-around great effort on offense from the Lakers, and they showed it with the shutout.
Absolutely, and probably one of the biggest numbers there is the 0 next to Plattsburgh's logo, showing that they haven't scored, and the biggest way for that was David Risha. He was huge tonight.
Yeah, David Risha was absolutely impressive. He kind of looked a little panicked at first in the beginning of the game. I think he just needed to make some common saves, some easy saves, and he did that. And after that, he was phenomenal. Just really shut down that late game comeback stigma that we had for the Lakers. We were expecting the Cardinals maybe to put up a couple goals late due to the fact that Risha was struggling, but he went down with a little injury, and he basically just picked himself back up, and he was obviously perfect in this game, getting the shutout, and that's 2 Whiteout shutouts for Risha here in the Marano Campus Center. I mean, he couldn't ask for any more than that.
Well, David Risha now has won his last 3 home starts in the Marano Campus Center. 2 last year, the one this year. And you look at it right there, only 1 goal allowed in all of those games. Incredible stats from David Richer. And I think the best part about Richer's performance today was the post-game interview with James. And he said, "We go to the moon." That's what he said, and he knows that his team has the capability of going back to the NCAA tournament, not only back to the SUNYAC, back to the NCAA tournament, maybe even further this time to the Frozen Four and a national championship. He was that good tonight, and he showed national championship caliber goalkeeping.
Absolutely. And what does this mean for David Richer going forward? Because coming into the season, we weren't really sure who we were going to see between the pipes. David Richer obviously getting the starts in their first two regular season games. What does this performance do for him in terms of how much playing time he's going to see, especially in the big games?
Well, I think it's a confidence builder for David Richer, and I think it's a confidence builder for this Lakers team. They played outstanding defense in front of him, and then when they needed him most, when they kind of had a little issue, he stepped up. He was there for them. He prevented that late game comeback that we kept talking about, and he shut down what we said. And that, I think, was the biggest thing, was for David Richer's confidence. And this was just a huge game for that.
And Richer, his play going forward is going to be so important for this team. He needs to keep gloving a lot of those shots that he did today. We saw up here from the perch, he was reading shots before they even left the stick. He had his glove out in front of him. He made incredible saves today, and that's why he got the clean sheet.
Yeah, he had a great day. And he couldn't have done it without his defense. He got a lot of help from those pairings and from the team as a whole when they were in the defensive zone. What did you see out of the Oswego defense tonight?
Well, you saw just a 110% effort from everyone on this team. It wasn't even only the defensive players. I mean, you saw Broman go down. Vance went down to block shots. Pissarro went down to block shots. Everybody was getting down to block shots. I think Molinaro got down to block shots. And you don't see that from a lot of teams. Everyone on this roster, I think, was going down or jumping in front of people, trying to stop that puck and not allowing shots to get to Richer, and that made his night a lot easier. And also making that those stops turned into offense for some of those defensive players as well. You saw Curry get a goal tonight, Allen got a goal tonight, and obviously Pissarro with the other one. But I mean, so much good things, so many good things to talk about from the defense.
Well, more good things. The defense tonight for Oswego really carried the momentum and turned it into offense. As you see here, great shifting, especially on the penalty kill, and great job protecting Richer and protecting the net. And this evidently turned into shots and opportunities on the offensive end, moving through the neutral zone into the attacking third, and it was so easy for the defense today.
Absolutely. Great day for the defense. Great day for David Richer. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more post-game coverage. You're watching the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. You're watching our post-game coverage right here on WTOP 10. Once again, the Lakers' final score 3-0 over the Cardinals. Once again, Michael Gross, Nick Ketter, I'm Brian Rudman. And guys, anytime you win a big game, you're obviously getting some momentum, but particularly for the Lakers, this is now 2 in a row to start off the regular season strong. What does this do for their momentum, especially going into tomorrow's matchup against Potsdam?
Well, last year the Lakers saw the Whiteout game in the second set of the weekend matchups. Tonight, this year, it was tonight, the first game on a Friday. They have to go into Saturday tomorrow. They play Potsdam once again here in the Wheelhouse. That defense today was the big key, along with David Richer and protecting Richer in front of the net. That defense caused a lot of problems for Plattsburgh, and they got it going. They got everything going for the Lakers today. That defense transitioned into offense, and they need to do more of that, starting with Carter Allen tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're just going to want to see the same effort from Oswego today. This is a big win, a game that they were looking forward to. As the guys in the box said, you can't have a hangover tomorrow, if you will, with the Potsdam game. You have to bring the same effort, and I think the Lakers will do that. Tonight was a huge momentum builder for them. Richer looked phenomenal in net. You had offense as a result of great defense. It was just great stuff from the Lakers, and they need to bring it again.
And one more thing, you have to play through David Richer tomorrow. He is your key component. He stopped every shot tonight, and hopefully he can do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll certainly have to see him. While the Lakers got that big SUNYAC win today, We also previewed during the pregame show about other matchups in the SUNYAC. Take us through what went down in the conference today.
Well, we'll see it pop up in just a minute. We saw Brockport absolutely demolishing Morrisville, the two teams that were up on the top of the SUNYAC. Brockport definitely got that victory tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. What about that Cortland-Potsdam game?
Well, Cortland and Potsdam, a very hotly contested game. Potsdam getting the win on shots, but not in the game. Cortland picking up a win over Potsdam. That could look pretty good for the Lakers heading into tomorrow's matchup as the Lakers defeated Cortland 6-3 in their first game of the year.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot of matchups. And how does this shake up for the standings?
Well, the standings will be a little bit different than seeing that Morrisville took a loss, and this looks really good for the Lakers. You're moving another spot up in the SUNYAC, right behind Brockport, and that game's coming up pretty soon as well.
Absolutely. That's all the time we have for the post-game show today. We'd like to thank you for watching our Whiteout edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. For Michael Gross, Nick Ketter, our entire crew here at WTOP 10, it's the Lakers getting the 3-0 win over the Cardinals. Thank you for watching, and have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.